each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love, God wins. Keep your vibrations high and watch how your blessings.
I wanna know, Nikki, is you guilty? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, then I'm letting you go. They started the trial, but baby, you in denial. What about your A-list family? Such a terrible sight for us to see. We followed your story, you're taken down from your glory. Well, I guess you're #1 fan. Never dreamed you'd end up in the can. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, they not letting you go. They've taken your crown, yeah, they've taken you down. What you built has crumbled to the ground, all before the verdict is found. All of this ruin, was it all of you doing? So much drama to the case. Yeah, we're checking that look up on your face. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, they not letting you go.
Yes, you guilty, Nikki, you filthy. Maybe the crime that they saying ain't it. Glitz covered up some real life-ish. So much scandal, $1 million vandal. Nasty, freaky, dirty parties all oiled. Leaving the hotel rooms all soiled. Everybody signing NDAs to cover your tracks. But now the courtroom gonna uncover the facts.
Or not. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, they not letting you go. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? I'll give anything to know. Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Is you guilty or not? Cause if you're guilty, they not letting you go.
YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all of you. So look, Nicki Minaj has entered the Roc Nation beef, but I think she's got a better chance than Jaguar Wright of taking Roc Nation down. Remember, Jaguar Wright wrote a book in 2017 where she said Jay-Z was a perfect gentleman. And then later on in 2020, she came out with all this unbelievable stuff, box cutter information, so on and so forth. And it just came out to be more fraudulent. She says she signed NDAs, so on and so forth. So I think if anybody have a chance of taking on Roc Nation, it would be Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj has posted, you know, different variations of things regarding Jay-Z, regarding Desmond Perez, so on and so forth. So when you get into it, that's why I say Nicki versus Jaguar, because they're both out for the same thing. Nicki wants to take down Roc Nation, Jaguar wants to take down Roc Nation, but I can more so get behind Nicki than Jaguar, right? And if you don't know the problems between Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z or Roc Nation. It's over the title sale. So in 2015, Nicki signed to Tidal. Tidal is considered to be the online management company for Jay-Z. So basically, Tidal is what pushes your streams into some of the social media platforms, public platforms, so on and so forth. So each artist reportedly had about 3% ownership. In 2021, Jay-Z sold Tidal to Square, now known as Block, for approximately 302 million, right? Nicki Minaj claims that she is entitled to 3% of the sale, around $9 million. She says that she only was offered $1 million from the deal. And if you go back and watch that interview with Ray J, part of the conversation is roughly around that time that Ray J popped up. See, Ray J didn't pop up on her live because he was looking for this or looking for that. Ray J popped up on her live because he knew that the title deal was off the table. So he knew that Nicki Minaj didn't have nobody, pushing her social media wise, right? A lot of these artists, they don't know mainstream media. They don't know this new social event. So a lot of them don't know how to stream. They got to learn how to go live from Instagram, Twitch, or any of these other platforms. They're trying to learn it fast, thus far getting in touch with the Kai Cenats, the Aiden Rosses, and so on and so forth. So they're trying to learn the system fast so they can hurry up and get on there. That's why you see Soulja Boy and all of them on social media platforms. That's why you see Chris Brown, he just started a Twitch. All of them are switching to social media. All of them are switching to content creators, right? So a lot of the people now, they're switching to content creators. So they're switching to take their followers or their fans to a Twitch or so on and so forth, realizing that these content creators are signing bigger deals than them. Right? You seen what the Breakfast Club just try to do with Neo, or Neon, whatever his name is, try to embarrass him, belittle him, tear him down for using different levels of, racial slurs because he, hashtag Harriet Tubman or whatever the case may be, which is in this new age considered trolling, but the Breakfast Club wanted to make it seem like he was racist. So you see what's going on now. So Nicki Minaj believed that the deal undervalue her she claims that the handling of the deal affected her career. She wants to use some of the funds for her fans education via her charity. Public statement: Nicki made her claims public via social media, especially on X. She directly calls out Jay-Z and Desiree Perez of Roc Nation. And like I say, you're looking at 3% of 300 million, right? You're looking at 3% of that. They sent her a contract for about I want to say $1 million, but she only had 24 hours to sign the deal in order to get her meal. In which case, she said she signed it, but they still didn't give her the money. So they're trying to say that she didn't sign the paper within the time frame that was given, thus far forfeiting her $1 million, right? But Nicki is looking at it like, with all of the streams and so on and so forth, you guys owe me way more than $1 million, right? If you sold a company for 300 million, right, and I'm entitled to 3% of that, somewhere along the lines of $9 million she should be getting, or something like that. So she's saying that she should be getting like 9 million. All right, so Tidal tells dispute. Nicki posted on X, Twitter, demanding 120 million from Jay-Z. She claims she was only paid 1 million for her stake in Tidal, despite deserving more from the 320 million sales she referred to as karmic debt, and said interest is occurring. So she's saying like interest is building up on the money that Jay-Z or Rock Nation owes. Now, between all the deals, Desiree Perez daughter is saying that she don't like black people. She does all of this. So Nikki is also saying that Rock Nation is the destroyer of the black community, black culture, so on and so forth, with a lot of shady deals, a lot of, dirty work, so on and so forth. Appreciate the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate the follow. And we are on multiple platforms right now, 2 pages on TikTok, 1 on Twitch, and we're on YouTube, 2 pages on YouTube. I'm sorry. So we have Charity Angle. Nikki announced that any recovery money would support her Student of the Game charity. The charity is aimed at helping fans with college and loans. So basically, she is getting the people behind her by saying that she's going to use these funds in order to push the education thing. She is getting the her fans behind her in support of this. So, that says a lot. So like I say, there's a lot of different things that are played around this factor. You guys come up in the box if you want to add to the conversation around this. Ramir, I guess the judge has stated that Jay-Z has until the 18th to respond regarding the lawsuit paternity test for Ramir. And that's where we're at right now, waiting for the waiting for more information to come out regarding this paternity test. I think that will determine the next steps of this. If the paternity test comes out that it's his, then it's stating that Jay-Z did have sex with an underage minor in that time, bringing her from Philadelphia to New Jersey to have intercourse, which possibly, I don't know what is the statute of limitation regarding the Mann Act, but this could be possibly another one of them rollout cases. What's going on with you?
Hey, how you doing?
How's everything?
His 10 years on the Mann Act has passed. It's more at this point about his image. He needs to just stop it. I think this judge is not going to play with him. He's going to, if they got to go put the handcuffs on him, hold him down and get that DNA, they will. Because this is ridiculous at this point. This boy looks just like him. Stop it. And I'm going to tell you, I was looking at a show of someone who's a good friend of Jay-Z, who says he acknowledges him, he's had contact with this dude, and he literally tried to throw money at him like he did his other illegitimate children that is laying in the cut and don't say nothing.
You saying Jay-Z tried to throw money at him?
Yeah.
Through what? Through what organization? Through who? Like, because right now it's the godmom that is kind of orchestrating all of this. I mean, in a couple of interviews, that they were grifting for money on the Sean Atwood's network, right? The godmom admitted to some stuff. First, she admitted that the case in Philadelphia was froze due to fraudulent schemes, so on and so forth. And that's why she was hesitant to give the Cash App out on social media platforms, because they were already under fraudulent scheme investigation. So the godmom house got a lien on it
because of Jay-Z, right?
In Philadelphia, right? Because so they gave up the DNA on to Jay-Z and them, and then that's when the fraudulent scheme thing hit. And then because she didn't file in the right jurisdiction, they kind of like froze it. And then when she filed in New Jersey, now she's waiting for the.
He's always saying he's not living in that jurisdiction, but this time he filed in LA, and that's where he literally resides. I really want him to just, at this point, It's just gonna.
They didn't file anything in LA. They filed in New Jersey.
Well, I heard that I saw the paperwork.
No, 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 ma'am. You can go look at it now. The godmom filed the paperwork in New Jersey. She literally lives in Violin, New Jersey. You cannot file the paperwork outside of the jurisdiction of where the incident took place. So because it took place in Jersey, they have to file in Jersey. They thought that they can file in Philadelphia because the person was from Philly and he took her from Philly to New Jersey, but they have to file in the state that the incident took place. That's why she had to file it in New Jersey.
All right, I'm looking it up now. Hold on. Because they're saying the young man filed in.
No, the young man lives with his godmom. His godmom is the one that's in charge of all of it. His godmom is the one that's actually the one, putting the story out there. Every time, he goes to talk about it, it is her that takes over the story and starts speaking on it, because she knows more of the details, because she's not actually just his godmom. She was the godmom of his mother. His godmom was the godmom of his mother since his mother was 11 years old. And that's why I say, like, this whole thing is weird, because this is like another grooming situation, because it's the same as Shelly Carter, right? Ali Carter's mom, right? This is the same as one of those situations. How is it a 34-year-old man still living with his godmom, still staying with this godmom? Kids stay with the godmom, move from Philly to New Jersey with the godmom. That sounds like a weird relationship, if you ask me. For the godmom to tell the story more than he's telling the story. And then that's not even including all the paperwork that they trying to say that they had in their apartment that somebody was trying to break in and get to. Like she had so much more damaging evidence besides this paternity test thing. So that's why I say the godmom story is kind of sticky. Now, I don't know Ramir's story, but I know a lot of situations like this with a lot of these people that you see coming out. The reason why they're coming out with these stories, because the real people is not here to tell the stories. That's why Ali Carter and Misha Fuller and Jaguar Wright and all these other grifters, they can sit so comfortably telling these stories about the tunnels, because the real people that's in the tunnels wouldn't dare speak up. These are the handlers that's out here playing the victim, telling these stories for misinformation purposes. Now, do Jay-Z got a kid somewhere? I believe it.
They said that Jay-Z responded to a lawsuit filed by a district court in California. I mean,
Jay-Z. Okay. So once again, you're trying to say Jay-Z responded to something out of California, but you're not saying that it was this particular situation. People get hit with lawsuits all the time.
I don't know. I'm not trying to argue. I'm just saying they literally have paperwork showing that that's where it was filed. And what the story is that they have filed in all the places you mentioned, but this particular place, which is in California, which is where him and Beyonce reside, that is where they reside. In the past, it has been New Jersey, it has been New York, it has been many other places that they tried, and he got him suppressed and got his way. But with this one, this came out of sideways to Jay-Z, that he has until the 18th to respond, which he has. And then we're going to find out in, let's see, how many days? We're going to find out probably by Friday or Monday. Just because he responded, that don't mean crap. The judge is going to say, well, yes, you have to do it. Or just because of your response, no, you don't. But I think the judge is going to be like, if you ain't got nothing to hide, we're doing this time. And I hope so. I hope that, but that young man deserves peace.
Okay. Now, if, like you say, right, if you are looking at this properly, then his lawyers might just push the same paperwork that they pushed the first time, proving or showing because Ramir, out his own admittance, he said that he gave his DNA to them. So he said that Jay-Z and them has his DNA. So he said like Jay-Z and them know whether or not they are or are not. You get what I'm saying? It was Vlad did an interview. But here's the catch though. Vlad did an interview with Oskino Sparks. And Oskino Sparks said that he the dad of this boy. So what about that part?
Well, no, this is my thing. I just feel like this here. I really think that the young man knows for a fact. They said that the young man has gone through other people and what is it called? The whatever because I did the DNA through that company and say that's how he knows. And not just that, I think people
he don't know though.
Pick up every
he don't know though. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. You're going by, falsified information. And let me explain to you why, right? Because Ramir already said out his own mouth, he don't really know the details to the story. He just know what his mom said before she left, which was telling him that Jay-Z was the dad. He said he didn't even know. He said, hold on. So he said that, that he said that his mom, told him that this dude, Sean Carter, so on and so forth, was his dad, yada, yada, yada. And then after his mom passed, the god mom, been watching him or taking care of him and so on and so forth. And the god mom is the one who, can I finish? The god mom is the one who filed the paperwork. So the god mom is the one who filed the paperwork. It's kind of hard to, pinpoint the story when it's based off of hearsay. He himself can never say that he's seen Jay-Z around as a father. He can't say that, he used to come around all the time. Sean Atwoods did try to ask him some questions like, do you see Ivy, or do you think you look like Blue Ivy, and all of them, so on and so forth. In which case he gave like brief responses, but for the most part, he's not the one pushing this story. The god mom is pushing the story, which is kind of suspicious. Yeah, YouTube, please don't forget to hit the like button. All right, you want to stay on mute now? Okay, cool. So Rock Nation, and Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki used Instagram, Facebook, and site Rock Nation, and the CEO Des Perez. She also reunited her feud with Megan Thee Stallion, tagging her in posts because the judge denied the dropping of a case with Megan Thee Stallion and her cameraman. So the judge denied their dropping of that. So that case is going to proceed moving forward. And I want y'all to know, like, with the Mann Act being on the table right now, like, a lot of people could get hit with this. Diddy has pushed for the prosecutor to bring in, everybody at this case. Diddy said, at this point, everybody that should be hit with the Mann Act, in which case the judge denied it, but the judge is probably going to hit Diddy with a harsh sentence. And, if this is not sounding more of the conspiracy type, Misha Fuller said that she was supposed to come out if Jay-Z or Diddy ever got arrested. That means this has been some type of plot or ploy regarding the grifters, or however you're looking at it. So they are looking at this, and that's why so many content creators are losing their page, getting hit with defamation of character, so on and so forth, because they are analyzing this, and they are realizing that a lot of content creators are putting out misinformation for the sake of clicks and views. So there's a lot of people looking around this subject. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Nicki Minaj herself has hit a couple of pages regarding speaking falsified information around her and so on and so forth. So let's not act like, the truth is not prevailing right now. You guys just refuse to try to, record or speak on the truth. Y'all keep on trying to overlook the facts because the facts are not as appealing as the lie. See, the lie is a whoa factor. Ooh, oh, wow, that's going on, right? The truth is a lot darker, right? So as soon as y'all want to, look at the truth of it all, it's been dark things going on since the 90s. Look at Keith Sweat. Look at Aaron Hall with I Miss You, right? That's where R. Kelly got his style from, right? Look at how crazy it was, the Drew Hill days. Y'all don't remember Cisco getting caught in the bed with Nokia? Y'all don't remember Big Tigger from the basement getting found in the hotel room with all them guys? Y'all don't remember Bow Wow getting his butthole stitched up because the limo driver raped him? Y'all remember this shit? Stop acting like all this fuckery haven't been going on, man. They say that that's what they said. They blamed it on the limo driver, but it was really fucking Diddy. And that's why Lil Bow Wow became Mr. 106 in Park. Y'all know. Y'all just don't want to talk about all the fucked up shit. The Foxy Browns, the fact that Little Kim had to be rushed to the hospital to get semen pumped out her stomach. Y'all just don't want to talk about that shit. And that's okay though. So yeah, platinum engagement for fan polls, Rock Nation. Bottom line, Nicki is using public pressure, social media, and so on and so forth to put the pressure on Rock Nation. And now with this Kick platform, she's going to take it to a whole nother level because she'll be able to not only get to the youth, right? When you go with Aiden Ross, and I think Aiden Ross might be applying Nicki to Kick University. He already got Drake, right? So they all going to do this podcast thing, kind of like Kai Cenat did with Streamer University, but Aiden Ross is calling it Kick University, and I think he's making Nicki Minaj one of the professors of Kick University. So she's about to get a hell of a different wave, hell of a different audience, a hell of a different fan base, right? She started noticing that Instagram was pushing her numbers out. So she started noticing that Instagram was pushing her numbers down when she started talking about Jay-Z, right? So that's what made her reach out to Kanye. And I mean, not Kanye. That's what made her reach out to Kai Cenat. And then Kai Cenat pointed her in the direction of Aiden Ross. He told her that if she wants to talk about the things that he thinks she wants to talk about, the best platform would be Kick. Jay-Z knows the streets is watching. Hey, the streets is not only watching, but they talking now. They got him circling the block before he parking now. Don't get it twisted. He ain't scared. He just cautious now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And all right. So July 8th, we calculate about 120 mm so far. Jay-Z called me, settle this karmic debt. July 8th, I'm going to use some of the money to send some of my barbs to college. Denying life. She did the poll. July 10th, LOL, this didn't go way that they attended. Trust me, it's all fun and games until I want to play too. July 9th is when she posted the refresh of 50 Cent post about Ramir and Jay-Z allegedly. And shout out to the Atlas family for always providing the best details when it comes to these facts. Or I do my own research and stuff like that, but every time they see me, they also provide additional information regarding it. We spoke on a lot of this already regarding this. So shout out to them. They know who they are. We don't have no type of order over here. Like, we all are leaders. We all are, the heads of this table. however you want to look at it. So Nicki Minaj is pushing for this. I would love to, do an interview with Nicki Minaj. I think we would have the suitable questions regarding some of the emails that she had put out there regarding Ray J and this, DL community that's in hip hop, right? Regarding some of the things that we know that's been rumoring around hip hop. Like, I don't think they have the right people asking the questions. I think a lot of people try to play it safe for the sake of their platforms or for the sake of not wanting to rub the wrong shoulders, as they say. So, but I think like at this point in life, we need something like Nicki to come along and shake it up. You know what I mean? The Breakfast Club is doing it, but the way the Breakfast Club is doing it is it's more so like it's more so like a black movement that they're doing over there. I don't know why, Charlemagne the God is interrogating this young kid by the name of Neo, and he's sitting there putting up like Black Panther fist and fist bumping and shit like that, like it's a Black Panther meeting at the damn fucking Breakfast Club office. Oh, special needs ass, fucking Charlemagne the God, oh dumbass, sitting there trying to, and he had to know that was going to look bad on him, and the Breakfast Club. He had to know that was going to start a beef with him and the streamers, because why would you do that? We're trying to bridge the gap between the youth and the older generation. And then you got people like the Breakfast Club who sat there and just set us back like fucking 20 steps from bridging the gap between the youth and the older generation, because they sat there and brought him out there and then attacked him the whole fucking time. Never shook his hand on the way out or nothing. Like Charlemagne the God, the Breakfast Club, y'all are some snakes. Like, y'all can say that y'all did that for the culture, but that was some snake ass shit. And you used the culture to fucking attack that kid. You're snakes for that. You're fucking snakes for that. So, just hilarious. You're not that hilarious. All right. I just want to say that. You're not that hilarious. All right. You go to work drunk every day just to put yourself in the mood to be able to talk shit. You're not a natural fucking comedian. You got to get drunk or intoxicated in order to find these thoughts. So, yeah, you're not that hilarious. So, and Charlemagne, you done got beat up so many times already for running your damn mouth, and now you want to pick on the youth, because everybody else that you pick on, they gonna punch you in your shit. You know what I'm saying? They gonna punch you in your shit, Charlemagne. That's why you pulled the interview with Neo. And that's why Aiden Ross was in the comment section talking shit. That's why Aiden Ross was telling Neo, like, yo, Neo, don't say nothing to these people. They're disrespecting you right to your face, because y'all was trying to use him as the butt of y'all joke. Y'all was trying to get him up there and ask him all types of questions regarding him. And this is considered internet trolling. He was trolling. He was trolling when he said certain things and did certain things, right? But this is what they did. They made it seem like Neon was racist, right? And tried to make him say all types of different things regarding that. Like, yo, Breakfast Club, cut it out. We don't need y'all fucking up the culture already no more than it already is. So we definitely don't need y'all fucking up the culture. So that right there didn't make no sense. The Breakfast Club is going to get hella backlash from that, right? And, all of this stuff is scams and gimmicks. Y'all got these PR teams, and these PR teams is leading y'all the wrong direction. Y'all got these PR teams, and these PR teams are leading all of y'all in the wrong direction. Y'all are analyzing the public all wrong. Don't y'all realize that y'all can't play on our feelings and emotions no more? Y'all can't pull on our heartstrings anymore. That was the whole point of the frequencies changing, right? That was the whole point of the Schumann resonator. That was the whole point of the solar flares, to show that we do not operate on lower vibrational feelings and emotions anymore. You're going to have to logically make some shit make sense to people. If you want people to follow you, if you want people, first of all, people are following authenticity right now. So originality and authenticity, people are following that, right? And to be honest, we became a bot society so tough that originality is needed. People are looking for originality now. So people are following people that are more so like them or more so original. We not following this trend. You see how, Rakai, all of them, they all dyed their hair brown. Like all of them dyed their hair brown. All of them dyed their hair, the top of their hair is brown, so on and so forth. Man, if that's not a boys and girls club ritual right there, that's to show you all the people that's involved, right? When they do stuff like that, that means all of them are involved in that, and they do it like that. That way they know who they are in public. It's a secret society. So you don't know who's in that society until you see certain things. So when you see them throw up that, or you see them do the little eye thing, or you see them all dye their hair a certain color, right? That's when they know each other. Like, oh shit, oh okay. So you had the what in the butt too, okay. You was there at the glory hole, okay. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody from that class got to do a certain thing. It's like a hazing ritual. Think about like Greek mythology type shit. It's like everybody who got their balls tickled is over here. And then everybody who got their voodoo wanker waker is over here. And then everybody that got their shenanigans wackle wackle is up here. And then everybody who tickle daddle is over here. And then all of them is doing different fashions at different times. Like, okay, this group is going to paint their nails. This group is going to dye their hair. This group is going, and that's how they recognize each other. For real, y'all come on up, get in the box. Come on up, get in the box. Get in the box, TikTok. What y'all got to say about this? Is Hollywood going down? Is the hip-hop industry going down? Is this just the beginning of it? Are they just targeting the black people, Tyler Perry, so on and so forth? We got some more names that's about to come out. Epstein file just hit. Turns out Trump is in there, pictures and all with Epstein. So, the White House is in shambles right now with this Epstein stuff coming out. The Diddy stuff is still hot on the press. Nicki Minaj is taking down Jay-Z. The text messages is out on Tyler Perry. This shit is getting bad. What do y'all think? Come up in the box. Let's go, TikTok. Oh, YouTube, just to let y'all know, YouTube, why I see the not going live on TikTok. So he emailed me today, right? And then I see him live on TikTok. All that crap he talked about TikTok, and then now he is live on TikTok. Come on. On top of that, his Twitch page is down for 7 days, because that page is temporary down right now. So, real G's moving silent. Shh, real G's moving silent. So his Twitch page is down. And now all of a sudden he live on TikTok trying to get numbers from over there. And then, like, he's still doing the same thing. Like, he's still crying about me and AT2 and Orman. And, like, he's still crying. That's it. You can't even say rent is due because he's homeless right now, allegedly, according to the streets. You know what I'm saying? He better go try to get that spot at, I heard a spot opened up at Tyler Perry Studios. I heard a slot opened up at Tyler Perry Studios. He might want to go see if he can fill that position. Yeah, that slot opened up at Tyler Perry Studios. He might want to see if he can get in there.
My man. You say it on loop like it's part of the plan.
Oh, that's a
Delusional
YouTube
stalker, can't take a hint. You a trick ass, old bad built ass bitch. Lot lizard lurking, smelling like regret. Trying to come for Atlas, girl, place your bet. Bad built bitch with a stale taco off your meds. The voices talking, they all in your head. No, somebody check on this chick. She fell for a man who hit reverse quick. My man, it's getting pathetic. He dodging you like bills and credit. My man, Donut don't want you, please understand. Donut don't want you. He wants his number to be covered in doodle. You rode the short bus, never.
But yeah, so, and look, some more information is coming out regarding the Phoenix situation, right? A lot more information is coming out regarding the Phoenix situation. Turns out her father is the one who changed her name. Her father changed all of their names because he practiced the Nation of Islam. And we know the Nation of Islam, they teach their kids weapons training from a young age, if you are familiar with the Nation of Islam, right? And this is where the name change came from. He changed all of their names. Turns out she has a twin sister also as well. She has a twin sister. And, you know, the mom got a divorce. It's actually a couple of kids. So that's why I said maybe this mother of six triggered something deeper in this child, right? Because she's 26 years young. Maybe that mother triggered something deeper in her, because you're looking at her background. Her mom had a couple of kids. Her mom converted over to the Nation of Islam, which forced all of them to convert over to the Nation of Islam, gave all of her power away to a man, right? And this one probably was on the more rebellious side, not wanting to, she seemed more free, you know, so she's the, you know, the rebellious one that probably didn't want to be a part of that Islamic nation or whatever it is. And you know how strict the Islamic nation is. They don't want their kids being with people outside of their race. They're real, you know, strict when it comes to that. It sounds like she might have been staying with a Caucasian gentleman by the name of Wayne Fisher. I'm not sure. Allegedly, supposedly, they say Wayne has been missing for 2 weeks. So, you know, when y'all screaming like she should have took it out on that man, well, you don't know what the fuck took place. You know what I'm saying? This could be the second one. You know what I mean? That the man might already be missing somewhere. You know what I mean? This could be, you know, this could, you know, I'm not sure what took place, but allegedly Wayne Fisher is missing. And everybody is looking up different Wayne Fishers. Someone looked up a Wayne Fisher that was a part of a psychiatric, Monroe Psychiatric Division of Child Behavior Modification, which would be crazy because this would be, you know, a doctor who actually watches autistic or, you know, ADHD or, you know, autistic based, you know, children spectrum based.
To be autistic herself.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you're looking at this, and I want to ask this major question right here. Who the fuck is putting out all her music and shit? Who the fuck is managing this? Someone is managing her music. Someone has to be, she has to have a manager somewhere, because there's no possible way all this shit is just dropping on. Like, there's no possible way her song is on TikTok. All of that shit already trending on TikTok, motherfucking video already on YouTube. She getting more followers on Instagram than ever right now. Who's her social media management? Who is it? Because somebody got to be managing her social media right now for all her music to be coming out trending and all of that shit. Because that they would have to be putting that in the system right now to make it available for TikTok clips and all of that stuff. So somebody's managing something. And they did a nice little celebration for the family of six. You know, I showed it a little bit of it on one of my videos. I showed like the passing or whatever. So that's why I say a lot of this stuff, man, if you think about it, that's why I keep on saying the world is one big stage, right? The world is one big stage. If you like to come up in the box and have a conversation, then please come up in the box and let's have a conversation. There's so many different things going on right now with the Diddy situation, so on and so forth. Also, YouTube update. Big Hungry CC has fled the United States. Big Hungry CC has fled the United States for whatever reason. He's trying to say that, all the stuff that he said, people is after him. But I think it's more so that lawsuit that's out. I think that's probably more so why he fled the United States, being implemented in that lawsuit. And then I think certain variations of truths are about to come out regarding the allegations that he made on Busta Rhymes and so on and so forth. So if these elites are suing people for defamation of character, then his name definitely would be on the list for defaming characters after all of the allegations that he put out there regarding Beyonce and Jay-Z, making it seem like he actually worked with Jay-Z before and saw Beyonce with a voodoo witch doctor and so on and so forth. So yeah, and so that's probably why he left. You know what I mean? Plus, he probably feel like he can make more money outside the country. American dollar will go a long way, but that's a trick, because the reality of it is American dollar is not about to be what you think it is, especially with the tariff, especially with this big, beautiful bill, and especially, well, I don't know. The Russia situation could possibly go either way because we're dealing with a lot of egos. So Trump most likely is going to say something to fuck it all up, like he does with everything. You know what I mean? Because we was with Trump, and then all of a sudden he was like, you got to grab him by the hoo-ha. We was like, what the fuck? So we know Trump going to say some shit to fuck it up. He is anti-prone to say some shit to fuck it up. And especially once he said, you got to grab him by the cootie cat. Yeah. All right. We already know what mindset you coming with. But yeah, what do y'all think? I mean, I believe that the mother and the kids are going to be well taken care of. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I done seen like a bunch of GoFundMe's already. I am in Michigan. The McDonald's is still shut down. But I haven't seen like them rally around this McDonald's, and that McDonald's might not open back up, to be honest with y'all. That community probably don't need that McDonald's to open back up. That lady probably put 15 years of evil into that. I mean, she probably gonna be hunting that McDonald's. She's not going nowhere. She not going nowhere. You're gonna be working in that motherfucking McDonald's, and you gonna hear Jennifer in your ear like, I said, hurry up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that McDonald's is most likely haunted right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you working at that McDonald's, you might hear a motherfucker just, take my belt off and whoop y'all. Like, you don't know what the fuck you might hear working at that McDonald's. So that McDonald's probably gonna stay shut down. For real. Y'all know black people. We'll think something hunted real quick, won't we? We'll X that motherfucker out real quick. Yup, it's hunted. Yup. The first rack that dropped, the first noise we hear in the back, anything. Oh, this motherfucker hunted. We out. That first light that flicker, first thing that goes off. Oh yeah, we ain't even, nope, we out. Sorry, nope, it's hunted. We gone. How come no employees didn't speak up? I think a couple of employees spoke up in a couple of different places. I have posted videos of Fina and them being in the back, like just on some. Yeah, other people had their phones out too, so the other people was using her for their entertainment. A couple of people was going live saying, Fina, look, you're on camera, you know what I mean? Because they knew that she had that Instagram, so on and so forth. So they was gaslighting her fame too, you know, because ain't no way I would have told her that song was good. Accept me for who I am. Accept me for who I am. Accept me for who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is just so like, maybe if you would have just took that voice and just put like a good beat behind it, then maybe you could have got away with it. But that shit seemed fast, like on some backyard recording type shit. Like, come on. And she's like, my music out and people are really loving it. Oh, yes. Yes.
I mean, she was doing what she loved, so I mean,
that's all it was about. That's all it should be about, is doing what you love. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, and when you say stuff like that, you got to be careful because, well, you know, what if everybody do what they love? Some people love gaslighting. Some people love being mean to people. Some people. That's why I say I respect what people do with their vessels. If someone else love, you know, being an asshole, that's what they love to do. And that's why I always just say love is love. Because whatever it is that they love, hey, it's still a form of love. It might not be something that I love, but they getting love out of it. You know what I mean? Because I can't determine how somebody else want to be loved. I can only determine how I want to be loved. I can only give an insight on my love, on what I bring to the table when it comes to love. A lot of people don't want to tell you. They're going to tell you, like, listen, my love comes with motherfucking fist fights and, you know what I mean? Imagine if people was honest like that about their love. Like, yeah, my love come with holes in the door, fist fights, and drop kicks. You still want it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That would have saved me a lot of time.
It saved everybody a lot of time.
I mean, like a lot of time. Like,
You gotta go back to like the old days or the whispers. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go back to Temptations or Fire Heart, something. I wanna love I can see. That's the only kind that mean a thing to me. You gotta go back to that type of love, you know? That kind of love that I could sure do without. Huh? These motherfuckers want to give you a black eye kind of love. And they like that shit too. That's the crazy thing. Some of these people like that shit. I never forget the day my homeboy and his girl was fighting and I broke it up. And when I went back and looked at her, she was smiling and shit. Like, what the fuck is you smiling for? Y'all in this motherfucker physically fighting and shit. What the fuck is you smiling about? I was mad as hell. My shirt was ripped and everything. And I'm looking like, the fuck is you in here smiling for? But that's, you know what I'm saying? You got to remember, there was a whole generation of people who was raised to think that if a boy hit you, that means he like you. You know what I mean? There's a whole generation of women that was raised to think that shit. You know? Right now in West Virginia law, you can still, you know, beat your wife on Sundays on a courthouse step, for real. It's in their law. I don't know why they ain't take it out their law yet, but they also didn't take, you know, the whole animal thing over 30 pounds. So that's weird as fuck. I want to know who sat down at the table and voted that shit in. Like, first of all, who came up with the questionnaires? Like, is it okay with animals? Yes or no? And if so, what would be the weight requirement for that animal? Like, who the fuck sat down and came up with that? Because that's sick.
I agree.
30 pounds should be suitable. No, who the fuck came up with that?
Right.
There's a lot of laws that's questionable in different states. It's just nobody knows about them. For real, one dude actually got locked up because he broke into the neighbor's house and was messing with their dog, right?
Ooh.
And he didn't get in trouble for messing with the dog. He got breaking or entering without breaking. That's what he got, entering without breaking. But he told the police that he was in a relationship with the dog. And he didn't get charged.
What?
I'm telling you, this world is fucked down. I'm telling you, this world is for real. And that's why I say it's weird. Because the real reality, he had a hell of an argument. Because the only person that can really determine whether he was in a relationship with that dog or not was the dog. Ain't no telling how much or how many times he stood at the gate talking to that dog. That could have been a date. The neighbor outside talking to your dog. That's why I don't let nobody talk to my dog.
Yeah.
Don't talk to my dog, because you fuck around and be building a relationship. Next thing you know, you thinking that you dating my dog and shit. You know what I'm saying? And every time I go to the park, your ass at the park waiting for my motherfucking dog to show up. Nah, I'm good. For real.
It's not an advertisement.
A motherfucker might be in a whole relationship with your dog and you don't even know it. Every time you go to the park, you see that same person out there with the frisbee waiting for your dog. You're like, what the fuck? Motherfucker might be in a whole relationship with your dog. All right, see you tomorrow. He ain't even talking to you. He talking to the dog.
Right? I'm telling you, I just seen a commercial where like a place where they match people who don't have dogs with people who do have dogs, and they want to spend time with dogs and can't, because they don't have their own dogs. So
if you ever need somebody to watch your dog,
dogs, it's like a dog dating service. Creepy.
You'll be out this motherfucker like, what's got into that cat? Friskies. For real, y'all think the world ain't strange enough, man. You got these people out here who they'll tell you like, I love my animals more than I love people. Get from over there.
Kitty. Wild thing. That's funny.
I don't know. Chill. There's an app for that. Pet sitters. Yeah, you don't want to know what those pets really sitting on. You don't really want to know what them pets really sitting on. You come back talking about something. What? My dog is pregnant. Yeah. They throwing a baby shower for the dog and more shit. You talking about what the fuck? You trying to figure out why they care about your dog more than you do. They be buying the dog stuff. I don't care, because shit, they buying my dog all types of free stuff. Every time I turn around, my dog got a free toy, a free snack. They come get my dog for the birthday parties, all of that shit. And I just be letting them take the dog. Yup. Wondering why your dog come back, motherfucking liking them more than they like you. Shit. You don't even know. That motherfucker get to lick peanut butter every time they go with that person. You ain't even letting them taste peanut butter. They get to lick peanut butter every time they go with that person. Ain't that right, Luther? Luther know about licking peanut butter off of stuff. Ah, shit. Ask Luther. Luther waiting to tell his story when he get away from Maggie. Luther like, how'd you know she had me licking peanut butter? Y'all wasn't expecting that magic joke, was y'all? Hey, you two, y'all was not expecting that magic joke, was y'all? Y'all was like, he is terrible. Yes, I is. Hey, Truth Paste, yes, I is. Shit. Every chance I get, real talk, no shit. Huh? Listen, I like women too much, man. Y'all curves, the way y'all walk, I like women too much. You know what I mean? I think so much, like the dimples, you know, sometimes the way y'all put y'all hair behind y'all ear, you know, sometimes the way y'all smile, you know, sometimes we can catch y'all like in a nice little happy thought and it just looks so beautiful like when y'all in y'all happy thoughts, you know, because it's like nothing can, you know what I mean? I like to see when y'all giddy, when y'all happy because y'all like are free spirited if people let y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all the ones who convince us to run outside in the damn rain. Y'all the ones that convince us that shit. You know what I mean? Y'all the ones that be like, come on, it's raining. Come on, let's run outside. Let's see who can run to the fence and run back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the ones that want to always try to race on the beach or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the ones that be doing that shit. So yeah, I be thinking like a lot of, like I think women, you know, because like for real, men they act like they scared to motherfucking have fun. Like niggas be walking around trying to be so fucking tough with one another, always trying to be macho and shit. Man, if you don't get that motherfucking Tony the Tiger shit out of here, I be tired of playing motherfucking anything you could do, I could do better with these dumbass niggas. Like I ain't gonna lie, I be so tired of that shit. Like, man, I am not trying to motherfucking compete with you. And every time y'all, like men, every time you get around women, they always fucking act different. Like they always start to act weird. Like they always be trying to like one up the story or do some weird ass like, you know, never let you really had a moment type shit. Like, bro, you gonna get your moment, but this one mine. Like the conversation will be going your way, and they'll try to say some shit to try to joke on you, to try to embarrass you, especially if you borrowed their shirt or something like that. They'll be like, oh shit, I don't know why y'all liking him so much. That's my shirt he got on right there. Motherfucker, the shirt is not what the fuck they attracted to you, some of my mother. That's why I don't fuck with nigga because they be trying, you know what I'm saying? Like they be trying to put you on a spot and shit, like when they don't got their moment and shit. Hey, I don't know why y'all around him for shit. I paid for him to get in. They don't even need to know none of that. For real, man. That's why I be ducking. Like, listen, when I was around my homie, like I would give him money before we go in the club. I'd be like, bro, here, I know you ain't got no money on you. Take this money so that way you ain't got to come up to me asking me to buy you a drink or nothing, and the girls won't think you broke. I be preparing for shit before we get there. I used to tell my homie like, yo, walk me to the bank real quick, and just for walking me to the bank, I'll give him some money because I know he was broke. I know he ain't had no money no other way. You know what I'm saying? So I would give him money. But you know what made me stop doing it? The motherfucker got extra with it. Like he started volunteering my money to other people. Like one time we were standing at the Chinese food store and somebody came up and was like, hey, yo, Fonz, let me borrow something. Fonz gonna look at me and say, yo, let him borrow $20, put it on my tab. Nigga, the fuck is you talking about? Bro, that shit had me so mad that day. I'm looking at him like, what the fuck you mean? Let him borrow $20 and put it on your tab. When did you get a tab? For real, I was so mad. I'm like, bro, you getting too comfortable. Like, cause it like every day I would wake up and smoke. So every day he would come knock on my door because he knows I'm playing the game and smoking at 6 o'clock every morning. He knows I'm playing the game and smoking. Either if I'm not at work, I'm probably at the crib playing the game and smoking. So he'd come over every morning and knock on the door because he knows I'm smoking. And I can't just sit and smoke in front of somebody. So now I gotta pass him the blunt. So now since he come over the crib and I know he coming over the crib, I'm not just rolling one blunt, I'm rolling two because I know he gonna come over the crib. So now I'm going to the block like I usually do, doing the little hustle thing and going to work. Right. So I'm going to work at night. You know what I'm saying? Work watching the old folks from 12 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching the old folks. And then I'm going to the block and hustling too. Right. So I got money. I don't have no problem with money. Right. But the Chinese food store is where we hang out at. So now I get a second job. So now I'm working at Bancroft Neural Health, watching autistic kids in the daytime from 8 in the morning to 12, and then it's a swing shift. I would have to drop them off at school No, I dropped them off at school at 10 and then picked them up at 1. So from 8 in the morning to 10, I watch them and then I drop them off and then I take the van back to the house and then I come back and pick them up at 1 and then I watch them from 1 until 9 o'clock at night. And then at 9 o'clock at night, I'll get off at 9 o'clock at night, go to the block for like 3 hours. And then from 12 o'clock, I will go work at Plus New Jersey from 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning.
When did you sleep?
From 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning. After I put them old ass people to bed, I will go in the living room and sleep on the couch. And then I would have to get up and get them ready for breakfast. And then their bus would come and I will put them on a bus. Okay. Unless one of them shit in the bed or something, I'm usually at a peaceful night. Unless that motherfucker bell go off or unless Larry, you know what I'm saying, just start tripping out. Sometimes Larry might trip out and have a motherfucking nightmare. And then you go in there and he trying to beat you up. But other than that, you know what I mean? Like that was it. Like, deal with Chris and them in the daytime, the autistic kids and shit, possibly getting beat up by one of them, and then go deal with some old people at night, possibly getting beat up by one of them. But it was weird though, because like, all right, so you had one lady in there, she was stealing. She was diabetic and shit, but she was still like try to steal like the goodies and shit out the kitchen. So we had to lock the snacks up. And then you had one lady who was paralyzed, but if you got too close to her, she'll try to grab you or grope you. Every time you go in the room to help, that's why I never went over to the lady side unless they really needed help. Because like when you get over there, the lady will start talking to you like, you know, we're allowed to have sex and stuff in here. You be like, what the fuck? She say, I'm allowed to have dildos and everything. They can't stop us from pleasing ourselves. I'm like, yo, like what the fuck? I thought you was paralyzed from the waist down. For real, that shit had me inquiring like, nah, I thought you was paralyzed from the waist down. You can't even feel the shit. How you know if you having a good time or not? But I ain't asked no questions because I ain't want to open up the door for no dumb shit. I remember Larry tried to fight me one time. One of the guys on the guy's side, he tried to fight me one time, but he in a wheelchair though. So I'm already peeping what he doing because what he did was, if me and you talking, right, and you in the wheelchair, what you locking your wheelchair for and scooting up to the edge of the fucking seat? What you doing that for? You know what I'm saying? So he in the dining room, right, as we talking. I'm standing in the kitchen doorway, right, because he had scared this one staff member to the point where she's in the kitchen with a broom, like about to quit the job and everything. She called me. I have to come in. Mind you, I got to catch a bus to get there. Right, so she asked me to come in because she can't deal. Like I'm about to walk out right now. You know what I mean? He's chasing me around in the wheelchair and shit. So I get there, right? So I'm like, Larry, what's going on? Why are you doing all this extra stuff, right? He's like, she's gonna give me my GD cigarettes now, right? I'm like, well, if you calm down, we can go outside and smoke a cigarette. But if you keep on doing what you're doing, you ain't never gonna get to the cigarettes, right? So he's like, it's not fair that I don't get to have my cigarettes. I was like, you already know the rules of the house. You know what I mean? So Larry locked the fucking chair. I see him lock the chair like this, right? So I'm standing in front of Larry thinking like, why is he locking the chair? So as he locked the chair, Larry starts scooting to the edge of the chair. Larry, you do know you're in a wheelchair, right? Like why are you scooting to the edge of the chair like there's a possibility that you're going to try to stand up right now? So I'm looking like, I know this motherfucker is not about to stand up on me. Like Larry is about to square up. So in my mind, this like, because when shit happened around me, everything slows down in my mind. So in my mind, the whole thing already happened, right? So I'm laughing in my mind like, this motherfucker is about to square up on me in the chair. So I'm looking and I'm like, Larry, whatever you do, please don't jump out that chair. So as I'm saying this, it's like Larry is looking at me like, oh, you think I won't do it type shit, right? He thinking that I'm challenging him. And so I'm analyzing it and tell him, don't do it, Larry. You know what I'm saying? But Larry think I'm challenging him, right? So when I say I see this shit in slow motion, Larry ass leaped up out this chair with all his upper body strength. So he was like, when he pushed up like this, he stood up. Oh, yeah. Right? Man, I kicked that motherfucking chair from behind Larry so quick. Soon as he did it, I kicked the chair from behind him. right? So Larry tried to go and latch on to me. I stepped out the way. So now Larry on the floor looking up at me. I said, Larry, I told your ass not to jump out the chair. I told you not to jump out the chair. So now he got to crawl back to his chair. So as he crawling back to his chair, I'm talking to him the whole time. Like, now look how dumb you look. All that masculinity, and now you look more embarrassed than what you started out. So your pride got to be put to the side at this point. I'm talking to him as he's pushing the chair up against the wall to get back into his chair. I'm talking to him the whole time he's pushing the chair up against the wall. I'm not helping him or nothing. I'm like, now see, when you get back in your chair, I'm going to need you to calm your ass down. And after you calm down, come on back and we can go outside to smoke a cigarette. When I say motherfucker, Larry came back humbled in a motherfucker. Larry came back. He in the chair, head down. He said, "Can we smoke a cigarette now?" I say, what you say, Larry? Larry said, "Can we smoke a cigarette now?" I said, "Yeah, we can smoke a cigarette." I said, why you gotta be so mean, Larry? Why you gotta be so mean? I said, "You already pissed the bed. Don't you know I clean up your piss every morning?" As I'm giving Larry his cigarettes, I was like, "Don't you know I clean up your piss every morning, Larry? Why you got to be so mean to the people that's cleaning up your piss every morning?" But Larry was like an ex-biker, you know what I mean? He had like the tattoos, the vest, everything like that. He was like, you know, a womanizer, give me my beer, you know what I mean? So all the women staff he would try to take advantage, like talk to crazy, you know what I mean? But I would laugh at Larry, like, Larry, you pissed the bed. You was not scary, bro. You pissed the bed. Like, you can't, you of all people, I am not about to get into the fight with the man that I got to wake up every morning because you keep overlooking your alarm clock and you keep pissing the bed. Every morning I got to put you in the shower and get your blankets and shit because you keep pissing the bed. And you supposed to be scary? You better pipe down, Larry. I used to deal with all of them like I never forget one time I seen a staff member do the most outrageous shit to one of the kids at the residential programs. Like, and I can't, in my mind, I still can't determine whether it was justified or not. I can't determine whether it was justified or not because I don't know what I would have did if I was in that situation. Now I'm gonna explain the situation to you and you tell me if it's justified. All right, so Chris decides to act out. So when we get Chris back to the house, Chris decides to further act out. So the staff member says, "I'm sick of this shit," right? He tells Chris to go to his room. "Go to your room, Chris. I'm sick of this shit," right? So now the staff member goes upstairs while Chris is in his room because he cursing at Chris, telling Chris, "You fucking up this, that, and the third," right? Chris in the closet, but Chris taking off all his clothes, right? Not only is Chris taking off all his clothes, Chris got to go to the bathroom. So Chris charged after the staff member, not only naked, but pissing, right? So now he's got this kid charging after him, pissing. Yeah, like pissing. I'm talking about like flaring, like I'm talking about stream everywhere, right? So the staff member say, "Fuck this shit," and he big boot Chris. I'm talking about like the Undertaker big boot, like like I'm talking about like I am Sparta big boot, like he big boot Chris over the bed, right? When I'm talking about my mouth dropped, you hear me? My mouth dropped. Even Chris was shocked. Chris flipped over the bed and was looking at him. This is the first time. This when I realized autistic kids ain't as dumb. This motherfucker, Chris looked at him with the most serious, straight face. He said, "You're not allowed to do that." Chris, I'm talking about when I say Chris flipped, I thought this motherfucker was normal. You hear me? When Chris looked at him, he said, "You're not allowed to do that." I said, "Oh, hold up." I said, "Hold up. Chris playing." This is when I looked at Chris. I said, "Hold on. Chris is playing." Because Chris, I'm talking about everything to me went in slow motion. Because when I seen Chris come out because at first I'm trying to calm Chris down. Chris like, I want to unalive myself. I want to unalive myself. I'm like, Chris, calm down, Chris, calm down. But the other staff member, he's like, no, you do this every time, Chris. Every time you do this. And we got the system. You ain't working with the system. They already told you that they was going to take you out the residential program, blah, blah, blah. So as he's saying all of this, Chris is taking off more and more clothes. So I'm trying to tell dude, like, bro, is this what we said? You're not calming him down. He's actually getting more and more like naked. Like, so I'm like, we trying to get him to get his clothes on, sir. Like, calm down. He's like, nah, I'm sick of this shit. After this report, Chris gonna have to get out of here. So when he say Chris gonna have to get out of here, now Chris completely naked, piss coming out. I backed up. I knew oh shit. So he charged after dude. Chris go after dude. Right? And this dude say, well, this shit. I'm talking when I say he big booted Chris, he didn't hit Chris in nowhere but the chest. Like he just hit Chris right in the chest with the big boot. Boom. And Chris flipped and tumbled off the bed. Mind you, he is still pissing. So it's piss all on the ceiling. It's piss everywhere in Chris' room. You hear me? and Chris looked up and said, you're not allowed to do that. So now the dude, the other staff member, look at me and say, you deal with it. How the fuck I'm going to deal with it after you just big booted him? I don't know where to take this conversation now. Like, I'm supposed to say, Chris, I'm sorry you got big booted. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say after you just big booted him over the bed? Like, he walk out the room, like, you deal with it, and walk out. So I'm trying to calm Chris down. I'm like, Chris, calm down. But at the same time, I noticed something. Chris ain't as crazy as he's playing, right? So Chris say, I want to unalive myself. I want to unalive myself, right? So I'm like, Chris, come here for a second. So Chris come over to the window, and I point out the window. I'm like, look down there. I said, you see all them rocks down there? I said, even if you jump, you're just going to be fucked up. You still going to be alive. Just fucked up. Is that what you want? He said, no. I said, well, stop saying you want to unalive yourself. He said, okay. That's simple, right? So now I say, now, Chris, calm down, clean yourself up, come back downstairs and start all over. And I went downstairs. 10 minutes go by. Chris come downstairs, cleaned up, clothes on. He say, can I play my game now? Go ahead, Chris. Play your game. Right? Now, mind you, the staff member, he's still going off in the office. Oh, yeah. Right? Still going off. I go in there and I'm looking at him like, what we supposed to do? Like, right? Like, what we kind of report? Yeah, like what we supposed to write? Because I'm pretty sure Chris is going to tell the school that you fucking drop kicked him. Right. I'm pretty sure when Chris go to school tomorrow, I'm pretty sure when Chris go to school tomorrow, he's going to say that you drop kicked him. That motherfucker said, don't worry about it. Them kids be saying all types of shit. In my mind, I'm thinking, nigga, I watched you big boot him. This ain't no kid saying all types of shit type of situation. This is, I watch you big boot him. So I'm kind of like in between, like one of them places where, like, should I put in the proper incident report or shouldn't I? Right. So the next day, the main lady from the building called me to the building. I'm like, oh shit, this about the big booting incident. She say, when I get in there, she say, you work so well with Chris. You seem to understand him. you talk nice and slow to give those, you know, levels of understanding. We're moving Chris to a more secure facility, and whenever we do something like this, one of the staff members have to go with him to make sure that he settles in. These motherfuckers did not tell me I was about to get locked in this motherfucking facility with Chris. They did not tell me that this was a prison for autistic kids. They didn't say that. They told me that I was supposed to be there for a couple of days to make sure he transitioned into that place, right? This fucking place come with a key card, a security gate to get in. Then you got to wait for the next gate to open to get into the main place. And then there's an A building, a B building, a C building, and a D building. Each of them hold like 10 to 12 kids. Guess what? Every last motherfucking kid got a staff member. No, not like the residential program where it's 2 staff members for 3 to 4 kids. No, every individual kid has a staff member. 12 kids in this building, 12 staff members. I'm walking around like, where the fuck do they got me? Right? When I'm talking about, when I say like episodes left and right, one kid, he literally would just start taking off his clothes, turning them inside out, folding them up, re-putting them on until he feel right, until he feel like it's adjusted right. Some days he might be cool, but some days you can't. You know, one girl, she bites her forearm all the time, like, and bang it up against stuff. Hardest fucking forearm you ever see. I promise you, she probably can. If she can probably, if she hits you with this, you gone. That's how strong her right here, like just her hand right here, like right here is hard as hell on her forearm, like hard as shit. Like all these kids with, and I'm trying to get in touch with the lady, like, how long do I have to be here? Because now I'm starting to feel like I'm incarcerated, right? Every time I come into the gate, it's like, burn. Then the next gate I go in, then I got to make sure the ones behind me close. One time I didn't make sure the ones behind me close. Somebody came over the speaker like, can you make sure the door behind you is closed? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, man, this shit right here, this is like, yeah. So now I'm walking through the facilities and shit, fucking, and the staff members at this particular place, like, they was kind of like waiting for the kids to go to sleep at night and shit, and then they running from building to building doing all types of crazy shit. It was fun for a while because I was young, you know what I mean? So like working day shift, you know, working a double shift, going into the night shift, they boring as shit because they just sitting in a bubble. It's like one little bubble and then it's the rooms and shit. Now you can choose to sit in the room with your, you know, person, or you can choose to sit in the bubble. I would always sit in the room because I would just play the game and shit. But they would just sit in the bubble, bored as hell. I'm like, man, y'all. But that was the facility though, working with them autistic kids. That dude did that because he thought I was gonna tell on him for Big Boot and Chris, so he moved me and Chris. Yeah, he put in a recommendation. He called it, you know, motherfucking recommendation. Yeah, he tried to tell them that I work well with Chris. That was to get me the fuck out of there. So I wouldn't tell that he was big booting and clotheslining them kids.
Okay, so what was the question in the beginning?
Okay, so do I think, look, well, I'm still trying to figure out if it was okay that he big booted the shit out of that kid. Okay. Running at him butt naked with the whole P thing. Like in my mind, I'm like, I don't know, because I don't think I could let you just.
I know that bodily fluids is an issue in those particular.
Well, they use them as weapons because one of the kids actually had like cauliflower ear, and whenever you would say you was gonna take his Game Boy, he'll start flicking blood on you from his ears.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so
and then the other kid would use his feces
for stuff like that, but I don't know what it is.
I mean, this wasn't no procedure type moment. This ain't no time to run across no proper protocols right here. This is like
Right.
flaring, piss everywhere. They don't pay me enough for this type shit. Like, cause he already was looking at him like, Chris, you better not. Chris, you better not. And Chris fucking charged after him. I couldn't do nothing because in my mind I'm laughing. Like in my mind I'm cracking up in my mind. But when I seen the big boot, I was still laughing, but it wasn't like it was like what really the yeah. It was more so like did he just big boot him? But I'm just saying like is it justified? Like would you if a kid running at you would you big boot him?
I don't know what I would do.
See, that's what and to this day, I'm still in my head, like, damn, I don't know what I would have did. And that's why I'm thinking, like, I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, I can't blame him because I don't know what I would have did. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I would have did. Like, I can't say what I would have did. You know what I mean? I damn sure would have had that type of, stay the fuck away from me type. And knowing that I got these footses that's long as hell, you stick one of these motherfuckers out that gives you a nice distance as opposed to trying to push them when they get closer or whatever. Right. The piss might already get on you. You know what I mean? But if you like with the big boot, that's like a side, right? Like a side kick to the chest. What the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like but the way it looked, he hit him with like a Bruce Lee dragon, like when you got that glow type shit. Like I that big boot came up so I was not expecting it. Yeah, because like it changed Chris' whole direction and everything. Like when I say this shit changed his direction in the air, like Chris flipped over the bed and everything. You ever see a sober person like sober up? Like that's how Chris' face went from like deranged and crazy to, hey, where's the cream filling? Like I'm talking about like he was like, you're not allowed to do that. I was like, what the fuck? How the fuck how can you say what we're allowed to do? You know the rules and guidelines to this motherfucking facility or something? Do you know what we're allowed to put to like this? That means you know more than what the fuck you leading on. If you could sit there and say, you're not allowed to do that, that means because Brian did the same shit, right? Because one time I took the kids to get ice cream, right? But I wanted to go pick up my sister. I wanted to go pick up Lydia and shit. So I got Lydia in the van. That shit funny as hell, right? So I got Lydia in the van, right? I take them to go get Rita's water ice. Right? So as I'm driving, I heard, this is what I heard. Slap! I said, what the fuck was that? My sister said, hey, one of these boys, she said, hey, one of these boys just slapped the shit out of me. Cause they told me I could take these kids. they told me they wanted these kids to have social interaction, so they wanted me to take them to the park and stuff like that. So I took them to go get. I took them to the park and took them to get Rita's water ice. I ain't think nothing of that shit, right? So when I say I'm driving, I heard that shit go, pow! I said, what was that? She said, hey. The crazy thing, what made it so funny, I said, which one? She said, I don't know.
You
sucker. I try to find out which one. She said, hey, one of these boys just slapped me. I said, which one? She said, I don't know. So now I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? Because I got to drop them off before we head back to the facility, to the residential. So now I'm telling her, like, well, shit, keep an eye on them so that way they won't do it again. I don't know what to tell you. So when I try to find out, from the kids, like after I drop my sister off and shit, so now I'm talking to them like, which one of y'all try to ruin the moment? Which one of y'all try to ruin the moment like that and hit somebody and shit? So this motherfucker tried to hit me with the rules. He tried to be like, you're not allowed to have anybody else in the van with us. I said, oh, so you must be the motherfucking slapper then. He say, start throwing up because he can automatically make himself throw up. So whenever he get in stress or anything like that, he'll automatically start throwing up. So that's what he did to me. Like first he tried to G-check me on some, you're not allowed to have people in the van with us. I was like, so you slapped my sister because she's not allowed to be in the van? That's what I'm saying to myself. Like, wait a minute. So despite the fact that I took you to the park, took you to get Rita Ice, you slapped my sister because she wasn't allowed to be in a van with us? So he's like, as soon as I say it, he like start throwing out, oh, this motherfucker, like them autistic kids be a motherfucker. I'm trying to tell you. You got to really have patience. The charger. Hold on, it wasn't all the way in. What's up with you? Hey, you know you in the box? Sharon. All right, Sharon. Get your ass up out the box, Sharon. Hey, listen, I'm trying to tell you these. Like I ain't gonna lie though. Like I love I love watching the autistic kids because it was like different. You know what I mean? It was different. Would I do it again? No. I was 20. You know what I'm saying? I was 20 years old, getting a hell of a lot of experience. At that time, it was $18 an hour. You know, which was good money at that time. You got to think this was early 2000s and shit, like 2000, 2003, 2004. Yeah, this is around that time. 2005, something around that time. You know, I was getting $18 an hour from one job and $12 an hour from the other job. And I felt like I was cheating on both jobs, you know what I mean? Because for the swing shift for the kids, I was sleeping, you know what I'm saying? For like the swing shift, like so when I dropped them off at school, I would get like 3 hours of sleep. And then for the nighttime job, I would get 4 hours of sleep during the time that they would sleep. You know what I mean? And only problem was they started moving me around. Like once you get comfortable at a certain residence and shit, like certain staff members, they don't like that comfortability and they'll try to send you to another one of the buildings and shit. So they were like, oh, you think you can work over there? And then when you start doing good over there, they want you over there more. And then like that was like me. I was like, man, fuck that. But the money was good. I was able to fake hustle, you know, because all the people on the block thought that I was getting a lot of money hustling, but I really was getting a lot of money from the legitimate jobs that I was working. But I would like buy outfits and shit and then go out and stand on the block for a couple of hours, and they thought that I was getting money from selling bud when I was really getting money from real jobs. I just looked it cool to them like I was getting money from, you know what I mean? But really I was smoking up the weed and I had the paychecks. Huh. Yeah, so I would just walk around and act like I was a hustler.
Nice.
The homies didn't want to hang out with me when they thought I was working, and the girls didn't like me when they thought I was working a real job. You know what I'm saying? When they thought I was hustling, they was throwing all types of cootie cat at me. when they thought I was working a real job, they, you know what I'm saying? They're like, you a 9-to-5 ass nigga. When they thought I was hustling, they was like, oh, smoke a blunt with me. You know what I'm saying? Throwing all types of cootie cat my way. When they thought I just was a worker, they was like, man, get out of here, you old button-up ass nigga. Get your ass out of here, you old 9-to-5 ass nigga. Get your working ass out of here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to trick their ass. I had to go out. Yes, I had to go get the legitimate job and act like I was the hustler. You feel me? Oh, damn. We must have talked about something that was off the limits. We got to reset the live over here on TikTok. We got a restriction. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Hey, YouTube, y'all make sure y'all hit the cash app. If y'all like the entertainment, if y'all like what I've been bringing y'all, hit the cash app one time. You know, $5-10 go a long way. $5-10 go a long way. I do got a couple of bills I gotta pay. Hold on, we gotta reset the TikTok. Hey, I was on your live earlier. Hope all is well with the craziness going on. I want to reach out. This may be a total shot in the dark on my part. I'm not sure what looks like for you right now with the economy, but the company I'm working with is doing a lot of expansion, and I was curious if you were keeping your work options open or looking for a way to make an additional income with all of the uncertainty right now. Let me see, 800 followers, 328 followings. You could be a real person. I'm a real person, but I don't think you're a real person, so we're gonna overlook that. Damn, I'm on my Britney shit. Oops, I hit again. Huh? No, didn't you put it on top? Didn't you put a soda on top of it or something? Or what? Then somebody might have put it in the sink. Yeah, YouTube. I be ducking shit, man. Listen. At that time, you got to think it was the early 2000s coming out of the 90s. You know what I'm saying? You had New Jersey Drive out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to date a bad boy. Fucking Tupac was out there with his movies and shit. Everybody was watching Juice coming off of the, you know, Wesley Snipes era and shit, right? So it was a different time then. You know what I'm saying? So you had to look like you had to you know what I mean, in order to get some cutty. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really want to be a hustler, so I just worked good jobs and pretend like I was a hustler. You feel me? And then I would pull up on the block with the big ass work van. It was like a big ass work van and shit. I would pull up on the block with the big ass work van and shit, looking like the A-Team. You know what I'm saying? And you know.
Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit.
Yeah.
Duke Dennis shit.
I kind of want to watch Blade now.
Fucking with a real one, yeah, you should quit.
Hold on, let me get something to
If a
drink.
nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. Better know I'm pulling up, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Sledging up and fueling up, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Nigga can't square it up, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. The whole crew gon' tear it up, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Nigga don't clear your throat, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Fucking with the real goat, the one you shouldn't fuck with. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. Niggas better dip and duck, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Bitch, out of time and out of luck, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Ain't no fluke Dennis shit, this real Duke Dennis shit. No coming back from this ransack Dennis the menace type shit. You gon' learn the Duke way, Duke Dennis stupid. Later you gon' hear us say, look what Duke Dennis did. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. What's my weapon of choice? I choose to nuke that shit. Name them as we flame them, cremate that shit. Not looking like I wanna recreate that shit. Spin it like Taz, rotate that shit. And if you have a problem, come and find me, bitch. Just know I ain't no dummy, never falling for the tricks. Set me up, never opportunity missed. Take you out, severed beef done, now you Chris on my Duke Dennis shit. I'm on my Duke Dennis. I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis. I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Route, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Duke Dennis shit. If a nigga run his mouth, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Run up in the nigga house, I'm on my Duke Dennis shit. Better choose a different route, I'm on my Duke.
What?
Over here.
You can hit that fan down.
Off or down?
Oh, peace and love for the 7. Peace and love for the 7. Just turn it down. Just turn it down. Yeah, I gotta put something in the air. We're gonna chill for a little bit. Build up this conversation. We waiting for some more people to get over on the TikTok page. So we're going to try to build that room up again. We had got to violate a little restriction. Sometimes with the algorithm on TikTok, when you have restrictions, you have to reset the live. And this is why I say, like, the Knot might be sitting there trying to make it seem like he's going to venture outside of YouTube, but he's not really going to be able to make it outside of YouTube because the variations of his conversations is not other platform friendly. So the moment he don't stay within a certain variations of words within the algorithm of TikTok, he's going to, find himself with getting banned and so on and so forth. And then, with Twitch, he already received a violation with Twitch. So it's not, he ain't keeping up with those guidelines either. So he thinking that he's going to platforms where he's going to be able to say what he want to say. Nah, YouTube allowed him to get away with a lot of stuff. And there's no possible way he's going to be able to get away with none of that hateful ass rhetoric on other platforms. So he might as well cancel Christmas on that one.
Why do you deny me? You chose the lie created for you just to hide in. Why obsessed about surviving? Fighting over creation made for all to thrive in. When love speaks, you say you're listening. I wonder if you hear me. Love is love, love is love. Always is, always was, will always be just love. Always complete, always enough. Love is love, love is love. Always is, always was, will always be just love. Always complete, always enough. Love is love. Was your heart ever not home? So cold that chaos sits on your throne. Stuck in a loop for how long? Your pride convinced the right is wrong. When I speak, you say you're listening. When will you ever hear me? Love is love, love is love. Always is, always was, will
See, a lot of people don't know how to read energies. A lot of people are not energetic beings. They don't feel the energies that's happening in this world. Some people pretend like they feel the energies, like they feel the so on and so forth. So you got a lot of people that are pretend like they feel in the energy shift, so on and so forth. But there's a lot of empaths out there that's being affected by energies right now. There's a lot of, you know, people out there that are feeling these energy shifts. They know, and it's just like they just tired of people fucking up vibrational shifts and so on and so forth. And they're just like, all right, enough is enough. Like you're fucking up the energy of other people's life water. You're messing up people's life water. You know what I mean? People don't want to believe that it's real. Like people don't want to believe that their verbiage, their level of conversation, how they talk to people, so on and so forth. They don't want to believe that it's affecting, people's life order, that it's affecting people's life. They want to deny that. You know what I'm saying? They want to deny that. So you got a lot of people right now that's denying that they want to play on you. So they want to keep on trying to deny that their words is affecting you. Like, oh, I'm just saying for the sake of argument, No, for the sake of argument, you're affecting my life order. Like you're affecting other people's life order. When you keep on pushing out negativity, you're affecting our life order. And some people show you disrespect because they're showing you they don't care about the life order of people. They don't care about, you know what I'm saying? So they keep on disrespecting it. And then it's like, do you know what you're doing? Do you know that you're affecting the atmosphere, the energy that's in the atmosphere? Oh, if you don't get out of here with that weird ass new age shit, like that's the type of talk that I deal with all the time. When I tell people about chakras, frequency, life water, vibrations, and your tongue being powerful, they like, man, get out of here with that shit. They want to do the other shit. They want to do the whole, this is how we used to talk to each other when we was kids. When some people tell people like, you got to speak good. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta want to speak good. You gotta want to be in a good vibrational frequency. You gotta want to, you can't just help people with fucked up intent. You gotta actually want to do good by people. You gotta want to be, you know what I'm saying? You can't just, none of this ain't no fake it till you make it type of world. What?
The pop band, Sassy Pop. She must have cursed or something. I don't know.
Banned her? Or just ban something that she said? It shouldn't ban her. It should have just banned the phrase, right?
It's a violation of Twitch community guidelines. I don't know.
Twitch? Where? What are you reading?
See?
On Discord?
Yeah, she got whatever. I don't know what it's called. Muted or
Oh no, she probably got muted on there. Like they probably, blocked her in the thing or something like that. On Denot's Twitch.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, that's Denot's Twitch. His page is down because he got a violation over there.
Oh, okay. I thought she was saying she got one.
Nah, he got a violation over there, so he was there.
Oh. Good. I mean,
yeah, some people get stuck in like mental programming. That's why they say, that's why you gotta remember we're creatures of habits. So if you want to, be in control of yourself, then you got to give yourself good habits. Want to give yourself good habits, so on and so forth. So that's why I said, like, that's why I learn things before I put my foot. I ain't no dummy. I know this world is cruel, crooked, and volatile, So how I appreciate the follow. How I go about carrying myself in this world is like, don't get caught up in no bullshit, so on and so forth. You know, the knot was trying so bad to get me to hold a live about him on TikTok or something. Like, I'm not about to make you relevant. Like, I know how it works. Like, nobody knows him on TikTok right now besides his little small collective. So he's trying to make it seem like his Discord is jumping. Like, yeah, over in my Discord, we got so much stuff going on. Da 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 da. And then he's like, I don't care about nothing but building my Discord right now. That's all I care about is building my Discord right now. Yeah, because your Twitch dreams is down. You got to wait for a response from Twitch. So, of course, you're going to say you building your Discord. You might as well get people to subscribe to your Discord and just build your Discord up and get paid from Discord.
Right.
But okay.
He's going to violate community guidelines on TikTok even
quicker. He's going on TikTok. On TikTok, as soon as he be like, and that's why I can't stand that bit like this. Like, man, listen, that page is gone. Like, that's why I laugh at him. Like, bro, you can't even put yourself in the proper verbiage. You're not gonna stay on no TikTok.
I have a feeling it's gonna get even more strict.
So many people are losing pages right now, like for being negative. Like, so many people pages is going down for being negative. It's crazy. Like, and disinformation, like, it's crazy. Like, they don't know how to, they don't see that the social media platforms is pushing out negativity. Like, imagine like a mainframe, right? And that mainframe get over like, okay, imagine, let's say AI is studying human behavior, right?
Yeah.
So if AI is analyzing and studying human behavior, then according to the AI, right, our natural behavior is be the nasty and mean to one another, right? So if AI is programmed to protect the peace or whatever the case may be, once it registers to AI that humans are the problem, then what?
Good question.
If you create a software whose job is to protect peace, safety, whatever the case may be, right? And you tell them to analyze human behavior or social behavior, and the results come out that it is the way that people treat each other that is going to destroy this world, right? Now AI will look at us as the problem.
Mm-hmm. That's possible. That's possible.
I'm just saying.
They could also create, I don't know, stories of some kind to inspire us to be better and do better.
They could, but if nobody programmed them to create stories, see, like if AI is analyzing humans and trying to be more like humans, then AI is going to create bots that actually thrive on controversy. So the bots itself will start creating social controversy. If the AI is not analyzing good human behavior, then the AI is not going to mimic good human behavior. It's going to try to be like humans, and it's going to mimic that drama.
I am more prone to believe that the companies and the whatevers are programming a lot of their AI to target and misinform us in order to distract us from actual real issues. And I think that the other side of AI is that it was developed to mimic human behavior and analyze relationships in order to be of more use to us. And for what purpose, I do not know. I think it's data collection, but that's just my own opinion.
Well, data is selling right now. Like,
right.
When you look at all these apps and everything like that, that's what they selling, it's like data. Yeah, that's what type of war it is. You know what I mean? And so, however you want to look at this, like, our interaction on these social media accounts are being calculated and tallied. Like, so that's why I say, like, I don't know, like, I don't know what is the idea, like the brand, for us to create an image, for us to unify, for us to, I don't know. We can't really say what the whole social experiment is, but I think if we unify, we're going to come out a lot better than if we keep on this division track. Like if we stay on this, division, divided, then we're already a conquered, you know what I'm saying? We're already conquered. You know what I mean? Because shit, let's say aliens do exist. And if the aliens put it in place for us to be divided, so that way they can keep on motherfucking abducting people. You get what I'm saying? So if we stay divided, then the aliens gonna keep on snatching people up. We gotta unite.
Yeah, for the aliens.
Yeah, for the aliens, so the aliens can see that we at peace and we at one. And if the aliens see that we unify, then the aliens ain't gonna fuck with us.
I agree.
And if the aliens see us divided, they gonna keep fucking with us. If they see us at peace, they fuck around and come down and introduce themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They might introduce themselves. They see us at peace. Oh, we see that y'all can get along. How y'all doing? We live 3 planets over. Just wanted to know if we can borrow some sugar. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Let's open back up trades with off-planet trading. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can lose a couple of bad ones. You know what I'm saying? We can give them a couple of prisoners and shit like that. You know what I mean? Give them a couple prisoners, take a couple princesses. Yeah, that's a good off-world trade. You know what I mean? They give us some princesses, we give them some prisoners. You know, we trick them, tell them our prisoners are like our princes and princesses. You know what I'm saying? And then we give them a bunch of prisoners. You know, we change the definition to prisoners to fit the definition of that of royalty, and we give them a bunch of prisoners.
Good tactic.
You know? And next thing you know, they take all the crazies, you know? And them motherfuckers can, do what they do over there on 3 planets over. What, Sandra? We don't need all these damn bad guys. We can stand to get rid of some bad people and take in some good people. Come on. Huh? You got too many motherfucking bad guys on this planet. You know? Everybody want to be the Joker. Ain't nobody want to be Batman. Yeah, don't anybody don't want to be Bruce Wayne no more or nothing. We got Daredevils, Dark Knights, and other shit. We don't got no Batmans. You know what I'm saying? We don't got no Robins. Ain't nobody trying to Superman no shit out there and save the world. Like, we got all criminals. We need to figure out where and how we can trade off some of these criminals. One of these planets got to have some type of people that we can, you know what I'm saying? We can trade off some of these bad people. They can stand to see a whole new world. Shit. They already in prison. Why can't they do their prison time on fucking Starfleet 92 out in shit. We can let them go do their time on Venus. Open back up trade with Venus. Open back up trade with Mars. Some of these other star constellations. Beam them up. We you know what I'm saying? We can stand to lose out on a couple of bad guys. We open up the trade. Maybe we can get rid of some of these, cartels and shit, The motherfucker can go make meth for Martians and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the fuck they do. That's a whole nother adventure right there for them. They already think they seeing, spaceships and shit. Just go ahead, send them to another planet. That's what they gonna do anyway. That's what they telling them right now anyway. We got a way that you can do your time and you don't even know it'll be 12 seconds and it'll feel like 12 years. So they got to be sending people to another planet for that shit. I mean, ain't somebody trying to colonize Mars right now? Let's send a bunch of fucking Jaguar rights to Mars and shit and see what comes out of that. Can we? Can we put a bunch of them on like a shuttle and just send them somewhere? We can watch that shit from down here. You know what I mean? We can just keep track of that shit from down here, 24-hour show. See how motherfucking crazy, chaotic people be? Can we put a bunch of chaotic people on an island? What if we just did an island and we put like Donat, AT2, Armand Wiggins, Sherelle and Perry, Jaguar? You know what I'm saying? What if we just put all them on an island and shit? You know? And just remotely watch them from, we call that shit like Disaster Island or Devastation Island or fucking Controversial Seas. I don't know. We could do something. You know, there's no way they can just exploit other people. Let's just put their ass on an island. You know what I mean? And then we can just set up cameras and shit everywhere and just like watch them from in the States. You know what I mean? And every so often we change out, you know, the assholes. We don't let them off the island until they know how to be good. You know what I mean? You know, don't let them off the island until they know how to be good. Jaguar will stay there forever. She'll never change her bra. She will be the most rebellious one on the motherfucking island. She'll take that motherfucker as a like a accomplishment. She'd be on that motherfucker talking about something. I'm 192 days in. Ain't take this bra off yet. I refuse to let them win. Huh? Jaguar will never leave. She be the motherfucker she be like, you know how you got like the classrooms and shit like that? Like she be that motherfucker, like that old age bully on the island and shit that be telling everybody else she grandfathered in. She been there. I was here when this shit first started. Ain't nothing gonna stop me. Nothing gonna break me. Everybody else really trying to get fixed and go back and shit. Jaguar would have a Wilson. But her Wilson would be different. Her Wilson would be second in charge. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she'll be like, I can't trust nobody else. Everybody keep leaving. So it's just me and Wilson, my second. And she'll say that too. Like, that's my second. Who's your second? Don't you worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Second. You don't even know when second there and when second not there. You know what I'm saying? Second, go get me my butcher knife. And then she walk and go get that shit herself. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Shit you don't even know going on. You know what I mean? Second, go get me my butcher knife. And then you see her walk over to the table and get the shit herself. Like, what the fuck? For real, man. They need their own island. They want to be a whole movie anyway. All of these people, they want to be a movie. They would love for somebody to do a whole fucking reality show around them. They would love that shit. You Jaguar, right? Wolf Kutcher, the Knot. They would love that shit. And it'd be easy to convince them. All the right person got to do is come along that already got the place and say, look, I want to put a reality show together around you. I want you, and you. And they going to bite. They going to go for that shit. And then next thing you know, you tell them like, it's like Room Raiders. Y'all remember when like Room Raiders was out and shit like that? And they'll just pop up, knock at your door and cover your eyes up and blindfold you and you end up somewhere. We can do them like that. Whereas like once they sign the contract, we'll just say like, you know, you don't know when this is going to start and you don't know when it's going to happen, but you'll know because, you know, we'll say onomatopoeia before we snatch you up or some shit like that. And then we'll just ring their motherfucking doorbells. onomatopoeia they ass, and then drop their ass on the motherfucking island. And then they don't know who else is there until they get to the island. That's the beauty of it. Like AT2 won't know the knots there until they're there. You know what I mean? Like Armand Wiggins won't know that they're like none of them know that the other ones is there until they on that motherfucking island, and then they just run into each other like, oh shit, you here too? Oh shit, you here? And then they run into, you know, Jaguar right somewhere along the journey. And we just watch the whole thing from like remote view and fucking hovercrafts and shit, or, you know, drones. You know, the whole world to tune in. You know, Kai Cenat and them right now probably listening to this, and they're going to steal the idea. They just going to put a different group of people on the island and shit. And then it's, you know what I mean? Next thing you know, you're going to have to fucking subscribe to Roku or fucking Hulu or some shit like that to watch 24-hour stream of it. You know what I'm saying? They going to do it. They going to get the right people in play. And then the next thing you know, that same idea, one of those higher ups that got the money already to do it is going to do it. They listening to motherfuckers like me right now with great minds. And then the next thing you know, Kai Cenat going to be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm starting, Drone City, where you get to view everything from drones, and the whole city is rigged, and you just get to watch everything. And I'm gonna pick the people that's in the city, and so on and so forth. And watch and see what I tell you. Next thing you know, because that's what people doing right now, whether y'all want to believe it or not. Our life has become Sims to the rich. The rich is watching our social media. The rich is watching us right now. They're seeing if they can put us in certain variations of trauma. They're seeing if they can fucking, you know, gaslight us to spazzing. They're doing this whole cyber thing. They're probably got trucks following you around and shit like that. The rich is fucking doing some real life, the Truman Show shit with a lot of us, and we don't know it's happening. That's why, you know what I'm saying? My mom told me, like, do everything like you doing it for TV. I never knew what that meant, but she was like, just whatever you do, just do like you doing it for TV. I get what she mean now. Like, always feel like somebody watching you. That way you get comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Like, when you get comfortable with it, then it don't matter. They don't bother you. You can almost wave at them. How you doing? You know where we going next. You know what I'm saying? Because you already tracking me. So, like, you don't give a fuck that they doing it. You know what I mean? Because they can't do nothing to you unless you give them the response that they need to do it. The world is one big stage. All you got to do is stay within control of yourself, and all types of doors is going to open up. But if you allow somebody else to get you off your pivot, off your bubble, then that's when you subject to their bullshit. See, I just don't subscribe. That's what I tell myself. I don't subscribe. I know the game. You know, that's why I just tell a lot of people, right game, wrong nigga. Hey, appreciate the cake. That's why I just tell a lot of people, you know, right game, wrong nigga. A lot of people play a lot of games, but hey, look, right game, wrong nigga. Because look, the reality of it is, man, all these people got some shit with them. All of them. I got some shit with me. I just choose to keep it to myself. And my mind is where I do all my clothesline. You know what I'm saying? And my mind is where I hang my clothes at. A lot of people like to put their dirty laundry out there in the streets. Oh, it went off. Appreciate the gifts. Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. See, and the drama getting worse in some cases. Now everybody trying to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to pull up now. Everybody want to do the pull up game. Let me pull up. and it's all for the wrong shit, about the wrong shit, pride and ego. I want to ask y'all something. As black people, you know, why did we pour into the fucked up people in our community? Y'all gave money to the addicts. Y'all and I don't even think y'all did it. I think this was like some orchestrated plan, like where they gave money to like the addicts. I'm looking at some of the social media content creators that they got out there right now on TikTok, and I'm just like, what the fuck? This is a fiend. Like, what the fuck? And they like, everybody's acting like they don't see who they promoted. And now that all the stuff is getting exposed, the Kev the comics and all these other people on TikTok, they getting exposed. Now they want to try to act like they didn't, support them. No, y'all supported them. Y'all thought that they was the kings and queens of our community. Y'all supported them. Y'all said that they were the gods and the goddesses. Y'all put them above everybody else. Y'all created groups around them, fashions around them, and now y'all think that they're the next wave of idols, the Jaguar rights, the fucking burn the world down type shit. That let me know that the world is more bent on chaos than it is correction, right? Most people are hell bent on chaos, and nobody's really trying to be of correction, right? So we're not really trying to fix it. We want to burn it to hell. A lot of y'all, I turned it off. A lot of y'all want to burn the world down. Y'all don't want to fix the world. Cut what? The watermelon? It's easy to cut it, right? I already cut half of it. All you gotta do is slice them down. Who's doing it? Nasir? Levi? Oh yeah, never mind. That's what I'm saying. These industry plants. That's why they told you to beware of the imposter spirit. That's why they told you that. Because in the time of Christ, if you really read your Bible told you everything. I didn't learn this from nothing else but the Bible. I learned what world it was going to be from reading the Bible. Christ said there will be one who comes after me, but he wasn't talking about, a person. He was talking about age, right? So in the time of Christ, which is Pisces, we were in the time of belief, which was Christ. But Christ was preparing us for the Aquarius sky, right? So he was telling us that in that time, this is what you're going to witness, right? He said that he was going to be able to feed a multitude, and he is. Through the technology that we have today and the knowledge that's being provided, he's able to feed a multitude with knowledge and wisdom through technology, right? If you look at today's age and compare it to the Bible, I bet you'll see all of the mysteries and wonders that they decided was miracles, right? Christ turned water into wine. At that time, nobody was making wine back then. They didn't have who made wine back then. So obviously, Christ made wine. He was a winemaker, right? So when they say, oh, he turned water into wine, that's what they was talking about, turning water into wine. What do you have to do when you make wine? Don't you got to step on some grapes and step on water? Oh, my goodness. He was walking on water. Wouldn't they say that? if you seen somebody stepping on grapes in the thing, can't you say that's walking on water in order to turn water into wine? Okay, so that's why I say if you really read the book, you will see the truth in the book. But a lot of people don't read the book for the truth. They read the book for what they want to see. Because no matter how many times somebody say that these were 66 stories about one man's life, people can't get over the fact that all 66 books is referring to one man, right? And I'll tell you another secret. Why do you think one of the nuns' curse words is to say Jesus, Joseph, Mary? All three of them are the same. Jesus, Joseph, Mary, all of them are the same. When they say, like, you know, what was the other one? The other one is a Benjamin one. They'll say, you know, Benjamin, what they say? It's another curse word that nuns use. When they say these things, it's because they know they know the real story. You know what I'm saying? They know that, you know, inside the body there is a Joseph. In this time that Christ was born, right? There was a Joseph energy in the vessel and a Mary energy in the vessel. Those was the two forms of energy that was inside the vessel of mankind. Joseph and Mary, right? That's why in the Preacher's Wife, the movie, that's why the boy said, I think I hear Joseph and Mary in the manger, because Joseph is the masculine side of the energy in the vessel, and Mary is the feminine side of the energy in the vessel, right? So during the time of procreation, when they're creating Christ, they're considered to be in the womb or in the manger, which is considered to be Bethlehem, house of bread. That's why this is considered to be your bread basket, or considered to be a bun in the oven. This is why Christ is considered to be the 13. And this is why a baker will give you a mystery 13 as a dozen, because Christ is that mystery 13 that put together the 12. That's why a baker give you a 13 as a baker's dozen, because only forged in the fire can you get the 13. You get what I'm saying? So only through going through that bun, that oven, that womb, can you get to this 13, right? Otherwise, you'll have a 12 as a dozen. But if you go through the fire, you have 13 as a dozen. Just like in the tribe, you have 13, but he only blessed 12 of them because it was a set of twins, right? So the first set was the twins, but it was 12 births, but it was 13 people. You get what I'm saying? So in the days of Egypt, it was the story of Atlantis, which told about Poseidon twin sons. Poseidon had 5 sets of twins, which this was the story of the 10 lunar cycles. This was when we went under a calendar of 10 months, because we were keeping track of 10 lunar cycles, right? So as the more lunar cycles came, the time also changed. So as the Mayans came into the picture, then also the timeline changed to a Mayans calendar, which is a calendar of 13. And now we're in that 13th cycle, but nobody knows what the path is to the future, because nobody knows that it started over. So now, instead of going from 1 to 13, now we're going from 13 back to 1. Does that make sense? So yeah. So like it's like a palindrome. Like, so we went in one direction and now we hit the reverse, and now we're about to go in that other direction. That's why they're telling you the waters has changed in the Southern Ocean. That's why they're telling you the 2 years ago they told you the Earth's core seems to be going in reverse. 2 years ago they told you that we lost a second on our clock. The other day they just told you that the July 9th will be the shortest day of the year. And in the next couple of months, we're going to experience a numerous of short days because time is speeding up. Do you get what I'm saying? So they're telling you without telling you that we not in the same world anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like they telling you like, yo, listen, we in a different world. Time has sped up. It don't exist, and we don't know where direction we going in. Right? Not even in the universe do they know what direction we going in because the vibrational frequency has changed. They can't even tell you what's going on with the Schumann resonator. The shit is spiking and showing colors that they can't even register. They ain't never seen that motherfucker hit rainbow colors on there. Hey, rainbow colors, what the fuck? Whole black spots in the Schumann resonator? What is that? That's like your heart skipping a beat. That's telling you something ain't right. The Schumann resonator is like listening to the heartbeat of the world. The animals in Yellowstone are leaving Yellowstones. Black bears that never left their area for 25 plus years are now leaving Yellowstone. They never left that area. You know, Yellowstone has one of the largest volcanoes. If that volcano is to activate, then literally one eruption from that volcano is going to cripple the United States. The animals are leaving Yellowstone. They never left Yellowstone. They not only leaving Yellowstone, they're leaving in packs. Packs. They never seen black bears migrate together. Black bears don't walk off together.
No.
That's like a bunch of Mexicans walking off the job together.
What?
Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? What? I'm just saying, ICE has got to be there or something if you get them motherfuckers to cooperate like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the black bears in Yellowstone just was like, you know what? We moving. Never happened before. The mountain lions are leaving Yellowstone.
Huh.
That's biblical shit. Do you get what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, and you want to know what the fuck going on in the world, you pay attention to the animals. They already said 5 years ago that the animals was moving suspicious. They said they seen them in crop pattern going in circles, right? When you look that up, it says that animals only do that when their God is not there, when their God is dead. If you look up the God of the wild, you get Pan. Peter Pan. You know what I mean? So, huh?
That's a real thing.
What, Pan? Peter Pan is a portrayal of the God of the wild. That's why he has the lost boys. You get what I'm saying? That's why he sneaks into your house and he takes your youth. He don't want you when you get older and society has captivated you. He wants you when your mind is still moldable.
I wouldn't know. I never.
What, Peter Pan? Oh, well, Pan is the God of the wild. You say, where are they going? I don't know. They leaving Yellowstone. That's what they is doing. You feel me? Well, ain't nobody know where they going, but they getting the hell up out of Yellowstone, right? And that says a lot. If you got animals moving like that, getting up out of Yellowstone, that means they know something about to take place in Yellowstone. That's all I'm saying. Like, animals know when something is going on. It's like, a stampede is happening by the vibration of the ground. So they know when something's going on. And if they're migrating out of Yellowstone like that, then they know, like, you know what I mean? Time to get up out of here. Something ain't right. And 9 times out of 10, you want to know where it's safe at. You go where the animals going. You know what I'm saying? You go where the animals going to be at. They're going to show you where it's safe at. So if something do go down, look, you know what's going on. There's a spiritual war the crystals up under us is activated, the Lee lines is activated, the 144 is awakening, the solar flares is sending down photonic and loving energy, gamma energy, all types of stuff like that. So don't act like you don't feel the change in your DNA. Don't act like you don't know the polars that have shifted. If they telling you that the waters in the Southern Ocean has changed and it's going to change everything, then you best believe shit is about to be different. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Let's unify while we can. You feel me? Let's unify while we can. I don't know. You know, in the world of like we've been analyzing animals for a long time. Yeah, see, they had that. Okay, so they knew that something like this was going to take place, and they knew that the sun was going to start affecting people's DNA. So inside your DNA, you have what they call fire letters, and these fire letters are activated by the sun. Think of it like Underworld. You know, in Underworld, how a certain vampiric legion would awaken at certain times, and that was the ruler of that time, and then all of his whole house, you know, get all the benefits and shit when that particular vampire is the ruler of the time. You know, each house benefits from the ruler of that time. So think of it like that. So think of like the old Pisces god. They knew that this time was going to come where the new god would awaken in this Aquarius sky. So they did everything in preparations to suppress the new god's people from knowing that their god is awakened, right? So they won't reap the benefits of their god being the ruler of that sky. So just like Saturn had a time to rule, now Uranus has a time to rule. So all of Uranus people is in a rulership position, but they don't know that their God is the ruler because someone else is doing psychological and mental warfare, suppressing them from knowing that their God has returned. And that's why the Pentagon is telling people that the Sumerian gods has returned, which is known as the Anunnakis, so on and so forth, because it's like it's a new time. Marduk is not in control of the crystals anymore. And now, because the planet Anubaru is nothing more than a photonic planet that actually controls the crystals and the vibrational frequencies of your life water. So the planet Anubaru is back in our orbit, but you won't see the planet Anubaru if you're in your root chakra or a lower vibrational frequency. You actually have to be in a higher vibrational frequency in order to even glimpse it, right? And it shows up as like a mirage in the sky. So when you are in a higher frequency, you can almost see it, but once again, it's not in our 3D dimension. So it's in a different dimensional plane. Therefore, the density is different in that plane. I don't know. Everything has base origins. Everything, when you go back to the Dogon tribe, when you go back to some of these tribes that tell you about the stars and us coming from the, certain stars, now you know why they had crop circles and stuff like that back in the day, because all of these crop circles was letting whatever deity that ruled certain continents down here, it was letting them know that this was their continent. That's when the war started down here. So we used to have different deities that was like ruling different continents, but they was in peace, really. But when they started war down here over the pyramids and stuff that was on all the continents, when they started the wars down here in Sumeria or the Semitic wars, whatever you want to call it, right? That's when they decided, like, all right, we're just going to leave, because these wars has spilled out into the universe. Or maybe the wars were already going on in the universe and it just trickled down here. in which case we wrote the story saying that there was a war over the vessels of man. But it really wasn't a war over the vessels of man. That war was already happening. But we as kids we're gonna blame it on ourselves all the time, right? If you see your parents fighting, what you gonna say? Are y'all fighting because of me? Right? So the war that was taking place in the galaxy, we looked at it and said, it's because of us they're fighting. You get what I'm saying? Just like any children would. You know what I mean? We would make it seem like the gods was fighting over us. If a fight was to break out up there, we would be looking up in the sky like, are they fighting over us? You know? And you know what's crazy? Everybody that's listening right now, in their mind, they like, damn, he right. You can't say I'm not right. You can't say I'm not right. In your mind, you like, damn, he right. Hey, appreciate the roses. Because we will all perceive it like that. So of course, we gonna write the books and say that they were, fighting over us and a fight happened over us and all of that shit. Like, but really, like they might have been fighting over something deeper. We won't know because after they fought, they might have decided like, now we have to leave that planet. Like as an agreement, everybody had to leave this because once we got pulled into this black hole, once they let off and we got pulled into this black hole with all of the planets that's with us, right? They was like, all right, nobody can't go there now. Like imagine something of that magnitude happening where they were like, y'all can't go fuck with that dimension no more. Y'all done fucked it up that bad. Y'all can't go fuck with that dimension no more. And we've been down here trying to figure out why God forsaken us when really God ain't forsaken us. God just was like, you know what I'm saying? The battles that was taking place was too great for us and it risked us getting hurt. So he was like, don't nobody go there no more. But that's just speculation. What's going on with you? What up?
I was watching a documentary on, I forgot where, but Discovery Channel, but they were talking about like there was alien people in Egypt.
You're watching Ancient Aliens?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So
What's that about?
in Ancient Aliens, it tells you that these pyramids and stuff, they actually had spaceports on the top of them, and a lot of aliens was coming down here. They say on different walls, hieroglyphics and stuff, they were drawing about spacecrafts and stuff that was in the sky, and there was no way that every continent could have knew about the spacecrafts unless they all were seeing the same thing. In fact, in Ancient Aliens, they tell you that there was a time that the moon did not exist in the sky. So they're telling you that the moon was placed in the sky. So it wasn't there was a time that the moon didn't exist, and at some point the moon was placed in the sky as an observation place for us to be observed from. And that's why in Transformers and stuff like that, they talk about the dark side of the moon, because on the other side of the moon is supposed to be where like the spaceports is at for them to observe us. That's why we only see one side of the moon, and that's why it changed colors. Allegedly, supposedly, the Pentagon knows all of this, and they're going to be releasing different variations of disclosure about the space program.
And what do you think about those African religions like Ifa? Like I'm looking at that religion, but I'm not comfortable with some of its practices.
See, here's the thing about the Ifa religion, right? Certain things over the years have been changed, right? But it's all made to favor the feminine goddess. So when these wars took place that you guys don't know about, the greatest thing that she ever did was to make you think that she didn't exist. So right now it's like the Right now, what's revealing itself, it's called a Lilith energy, because that's what's on the female side of your vessel right now, the feminine side of the vessel versus the masculine side of the vessel. There is a Lilith energy that comes with this Aquarius sky. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's making a lot of sense. Do you think that can contribute to why a lot of people are becoming like are gay?
You got to watch those words on TikTok, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, I don't think, to be honest, I don't think that word exists. And here's why I say that. Because back in the 90s, they said that word meant happy. Right? When I was a kid, they told me that word meant happy, right? And this is why I say that word don't exist, is because at one point of time, right? You didn't need no title for fornication. There was no look on it how we look at it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me ask you a question. Do you think a dog is embarrassed by licking his own nuts? No, because he don't know that he licking his own nuts. Only we know that dog is licking his own nuts because we put the title to it. That dog don't got no title to his genitals. You get what I'm saying? We put the titles there, which puts us in shame, guilt, and all of these other things that come with titles, right? But in the animal kingdom, they just doing what's to their nature, right? Now, they are without titles, right? We're the ones that complicated this world. We're the ones that made this what it is, right? So when you put these titles on it, like the LGBTIQ, all of that stuff, is only to put people in shame. Really, this is why Christ took Mary Magdalene with him, and Mary Magdalene was a representation of his guilty pleasures. He still ascended to heaven with his guilty pleasures. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people take their guilty pleasures and they make it seem like they're in shame of it. So when they do have these actions towards whoever it is that they having actions towards, their mind, they got to go through a fight within their mind on whether it was right or wrong, because it's appeasing to society. This is why God said, when you aim to please man, your friends will be many, because even in that mindset of me being someone who if I like the same sex, right? The fight of what the world view that as will contemplate in my mind heavily, where now what I think is something that's good to me is now bad, because I'm letting how society view it weigh on me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now I can't soar or rise to a greater version of myself because I feel like I'm doing something that's wrong. But if you never look at that as being wrong, sky's the limit. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So somebody else put it in our mind that these things is wrong. Somebody else created an idea of what's right and wrong. The universe didn't create that idea. God didn't create that idea, because think about it. God already knew what is, always was, and always will be. Hormonal energy. And it didn't matter what you did with that hormonal energy. Some people call it creative energy. Some people call it, you know what I mean? But no, someone created this shit down here. Somebody created an ideal guideline for us to go by. We didn't do that.
I was at the spinning park. I was with the dolphins, and one of the trainers of the dolphins was telling me that the male dolphins actually are like really active, but like not only the female dolphins, but also the male dolphins. And I was just really like shocked by that. I was really shocked by that.
Well, at a time, once upon a time, even in our creation, we knew the power of the seed. And if you was to strengthen that seed through the sun, you can almost procreate with anything. So because man was doing all types of abominable things with the secret of the seed, they took away the secret of the seed. And that secret has been lost forever because man wasn't doing right by it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So they took away the secret. And that's why
So,
to
for
the
letting me join, I just came in on the end of what y'all was saying about this young lady having masculine and feminine energy, and you guys started talking about the LGBTQ, right? I, I, this is my perspective and my point of view. I think that, like he said, the energy of just being aroused, I say, it's in all of us. But, and they say when you say but, you fuck up a sentence. Excuse my French. But if the Creator intended for you and I to be able to be compatible with the same sex, we should be able to reproduce with the same sex. And that's not accurate. We can't do that. So I disagree with that strongly, that's something that the Creator intended for us to do.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
now, what you're saying is two different things, right? We're talking about fornication and you're talking about procreation, right? Fornication and procreation is two different things, right? In order for us to procreate, yes, the two things must be involved, right? But in order for someone to fornicate, you don't need that. Those two things are separate, right? This is why if you read some of the stories, it said that, you know, Lilith wanted to rule this plane because all of the wonders and the lust down here. If you go back into the biblical days in the time of Christ, you had Nebuchadnezzar. When Christ was sent to Nebuchadnezzar, when he walked in there, what did he see? Everybody was laying around butt naked, fornicating, right? Even if you look back into history and go back and read Alexander the Great, right? Or Alexander the Greek, whatever one you want to read, he said when he came back from his journey, he noticed that the whole country seemed to be fornicating, right? And you go back into the biblical days, it tells you that there was Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was so bad that when the lords came there, they seen the lords come to Lot's house and they knocked on Lot's door and said, yo, let them out. We trying to fornicate with them. Lot said, hold up. Before I let you fornicate with them, I'll give you my daughters, right? So however you want to look at this, now you could say that you see the world a certain type of way, and I could say I see the world a certain type of way, but that would be based off of our perception, right? But however we look at this, you say what?
I said, if you look back in history, if we go back in history, right? The ancient Romans, the ancient Greek, that was something that they practiced. Like the movie, I believe it's 300 or 3,000, something of that nature. The ancient Romans, they believed that the warriors that they had, if they made it with the men, that they will fight harder for each other when they went to war. So that homosexual, that particular lifestyle, I apologize, that particular lifestyle came from the Greeks. It came from the empire. But if you look back in ancient Egypt,
Spartans, yeah.
Everything is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Their civilization was different. They knew the woman was just as important as the man. You know what I'm saying? But over in ancient Rome, they had something that they called the alpha male, and the younger male was the beta male, right? And they called themselves more so like mentors, but it was in they culture and they practice to sleep with younger men, you know. So
and Hollywood, they're not doing that right now. And that's why I say they don't teach you about a lot of stuff. They don't teach you about, certain variations of secretions inside the body, and they don't teach you about the portals, right? That's why they tell you that, the pancreas, right? This is why a lot of people tell you about the pancreas, right? That's, one of the fastest way to absorb something is through the pancreas, right? Well, also that's one of the portals to one of the dimensions inside the vessel, right? So at this time, this is why Christ said no one should enter the kingdom of heaven but the Son, right? No one should enter the Father's kingdom but the Son, right? So this is literally at a time where that type of stuff was going on. And it was and this is why I say the Bible is so much more deeper than what we want to believe it to be. And that's why I say the Bible was written about today's time.
So what was going on? What was going on?
You say what?
You said at that time what was going on, and you said something about the Bible, and you said
the Bible talks about a lot of fornication. The Bible talks about a lot of the stuff that was going on, right? The Bible talks about, this is why, Caesar and
also say
you say what?
It's about the Bible also says that it's abomination for the same to lie, for a man to lie with another man. That's an abomination.
I know what's in the Bible. Hold on. Stop. Because somehow, some way, you're getting this conversation misconstrued, right? So you're trying to make this conversation seem like somebody's, for this type of lifestyle and you're against this type of lifestyle. So you feel like you got to come up and speak against. Hold on, stop. Let me finish. So you feel like you need to come up and speak against somebody's lifestyle, right? But according to the biblical text, hold on, let me finish. Stop cutting me off. Let me finish my sentence. You feel like you need to come up and speak against somebody's lifestyle, right? And here's why, and this is why the Bible said, let thee without sin cast the first stone, right? And it also said, honor thy neighbor, how thy honor thyself, right? Your neighbor is not a building. Your neighbor is someone else's vessel, right? I respect that people do with their vessel what they want to do with their vessel. I'm going to honor my temple according to how I think my temple should be honored, right? But I'm not going to fault nobody else for how they honor their temple, right? So when you go out and you speak against how somebody else or how somebody else way of living is, right? You do a dishonor to yourself.
But I'm not speaking against nobody. You were going off of history. You started quoting history. You started going back. So I basically commented on that. I'm never here to.
No, I said that the Bible. I said that the Bible was more so talking about today's time more than it was talking about the history of previous times. That's what I stated.
Yeah, but I never came on here to shun nobody's lifestyle and the things that they choose to do. I did point out a substantiated fact that cannot be reversed.
All right, so look at what you said, right?
It's not my law. It's
all right.
Universal law.
All right, so look, I'm gonna tell you the hypocrisy and what you're saying, right? One person can't say, "Oh, I didn't mean I wasn't coming up here to tear down nobody else's way of living," but then you subconsciously said things that tears down somebody else's way of living. Tell me that.
What did I say subconsciously? Though?
You literally hold on. Look, you literally said that a man can't you literally said a man can't lay with a woman like he laid with a man, right? Or you can't do.
I said that the Bible, when you quoted the Bible, sir, please don't add to or nor take from my words. I know this is your life, and I would never come on here and disrespect you. I've been on your live before.
All right, watch this. I'm gonna let you figure this one out on your own right quick, because now you playing in my face. So I'm gonna let you figure it out on your own. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say about Say what you're gonna say about the LGBTIQ community. Go ahead. Finish saying what you're gonna say about the LGBTIQ.
I'm not talking about them. If anybody in the chat or anybody in this live, please don't take what I'm saying in a negative light. I'm just pointing out a universal law. This is something that, like, it's my opinion, but I joined your live. I was on your live the other morning, and you were talking about universal laws, and one of them is gender, right? Gender is something that we can't get past that. In the masculine and the feminine energy is for a reason. It's a reason. This is not me telling them, oh, you're doing wrong because
no, you're now what you're doing is gaslighting me because you're misrepresenting the universal law. When you go look up the universal law of gender, the 12th law, all it states is that gender is something that exists in everyone. That means a masculine and a feminine energy exists. Hold on, stop. What you're doing is you're trying to use the gender reversal scheme, right? Which is trying to use the fact that it's a man and a woman in this world. Every man and every woman has a feminine side and a masculine side inside their vessel. On the right side of the vessel and the left side of the vessel, these two energies exist within the vessel, which you have to be equally yoked inside yourself. That has nothing to do with the operation on the outside of yourself, right? Some of us are masculine energies inside a feminine vessel or a woman's vessel. Some of us are feminine energy inside a masculine vessel, right? All we are different versions of energies inside these vessels that you call man and woman. And that's what the gender law, that's what the 12th law of gender is telling you. Right? So don't try to manipulate it and be like, oh, that means that a woman and a man has to be. Nah, don't do that. Don't manipulate the laws of the universe. Don't try to manipulate the laws of the universe to fit. Listen, just say what it is that you're going to say about the LGBTQ. Don't try to use the universal laws to try to fit. So say what you're going to say. So say what you're going to say without trying to manipulate the universal laws. Because I'm not going to let you manipulate the universal laws. So please just say what it is that you're going to say. Okay, just say what you're going to say. I'm not about to let you I'm not going to let you manipulate the universal law. So just say what you're going to say.
Exactly what you said, that it's the masculine and the feminine energy.
No, you didn't. You was trying to manipulate it. You was trying to manipulate it to fit the concept of fornication and procreation. Okay, go ahead, Beverly. Go ahead, Beverly, because I'm not going to go back and forth with you. That's why you don't want to continue your phrase.
What about those people who were born with both sex, both organs?
That would be her. That's called a hermaphrodite.
Let me break that down. That's exactly hermaphrodite. The name came from Hermaphrodites, Aphrodite, one of the Greek gods. That's where the hermaphrodite name came from.
See, that's how I know.
After one of the Greek gods.
That's how I know you be. That's how I know you be listening. Hold on. Stop. I can't let you falsify that either, right? No, because you're telling him something, right? Hermaphrodite comes from Hermes and Aphrodite, right? It is the union inside the vessel with Hermes or as the masculine energy and Aphrodite as the feminine energy, because this was the time of.
Can I answer the question, sir?
Yes, you may. Go ahead.
He asked me a question. Thank you so much. Okay, now as far as
this lady is cat YouTube. Listen, watch.
At the beginning of a child's birth, the parents is able to, remove whatever energy within that body.
Watch how she lying.
A dominant than the other. That's where they begin to choose what this person is going to be, male or female. So sometimes they may come in the world with both parts but they may still have a womb with a uterus. You know what I'm saying? They may still have that, but that's something. I'm not a doctor. I don't know, but as far as from what my research and what I've seen on different, I used to always watch Discovery Channel and different things of that nature pertaining to this subject about the unisex. But 9 times out of 10, even though they be born like that, one gene takes over the other. You know what I'm saying? They may have both parts, but they may have more masculine characteristics. They may release more testosterone than estrogen. You know what I'm saying? So either way it goes, when they born with that one part of that the energy that we house, the masculine or the feminine energy, one will still dominate the other, to where that's how they end up picking and choosing what they're gonna put down for the birth or whatever the case may be. But also on the flip side of that, even though they put this down on the birth certificate or whatever, I done seen people be labeled as a boy and then grow up and always feel that they was a girl, you know? So I really can't put my finger on it. Like I said, I'm not here to discredit what y'all saying or to put nobody down. But like I said before, it is still universal law. As far as gender, the masculine and the feminine energy is here for a reason, for balance. That's where you find your balance in life. It's in all of us, but we still know what the Creator intended to do. Of course, some of us is born mutated. That's what you consider a mutation.
Now, can I speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I want to say that the fact that you sitting there trying to say this is God's intentions is poppycock within itself. Because how can you say what God's intentions are? You don't know God's intentions, right? That's why we pray with inside of ourselves at all times, right? So when you're looking at a God that is already knowing, right? Not everybody is down here and just down here made to procreate. That would be like saying that we're animals to this planet and that's all we're good for, right? So I would like to think that in all things, right, there was a system that was put in play. This is why we were supposed to build the sperm up with inside of our vessel before we found a suitable mate to pass it to. This is why animals go through mating season right now, right? And this is why I keep on saying fornication and procreation is not the same thing, right? You keep on making it seem like all you know, in order to procreate, you can't fornicate. But these are two separate things. Some people know the difference in the two. That's why when you go to procreate, you take proper steps. You clean your vessel out. Make sure you put good things in your vessel. Build the semen back up for 30 days so you can pass on a righteous seed, right? But when you're in that fornication, there's a different level. That's why it's good to know the body and the vessel, right? Because there's a separate between those who want to fornicate and those who want to procreate, right? You keep getting procreation mixed up with fornication, and there's two different things. This is why back in those days, those Egyptian days, those Greek days, this is why they had sex chambers, because they know that there's a hormonal energy inside the body, right? And that hormonal energy builds up. And it doesn't just build up for a woman to take advantage of it, right? And it doesn't build up inside of you guys like that either. There's a lot of women that experiment with each other when they're with each other, you know, looking at each other's bodies, sex appeal, all of that types of stuff, right? So we know that there's a energy that's in the, or you know, the releasing of these one of oneself, right? We know that there's an energy in that. That's the secret of a lot of this, the Bible, right? The secret of the Bible is that it's talking about the vessel, right? So the Bible tells you about Christ, and it tells you about when Christ appeared. It tells you that Christ appeared in between the age of 12 and 13. Well, anybody that's in a man's vessel, we know that in between the age 12 and 13 is when we have secretion in our nut sack, right? And then the next time Christ appeared is roughly around 32. So when we're looking at this Bible, it's actually talking about the body and a journey through the body of man, not woman. It's talking about our seed when it was inside the father, before we passed it to the womb of a woman. The Bible calls it our first unaliving, when we left our father's kingdom and entered the wilderness of a woman, where we stayed for 3 days and then rose again inside the womb, thus far creating life, right? That's what the Bible is talking about. What the journey was like inside of our father's vessel.
Okay, I have a question. Are you well aware that, you know, when we are, from the time we conceive up until 20 weeks, almost just about that you start off female? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm aware that everyone is born females first until their nuts drop. I'm well aware of that.
And are you well aware that the female was first?
What are you talking about? How did we go from talking about the seed to the woman being first? What are you talking about?
Questions for a reason. That's
all right, so all right, watch this. If what you're saying is true, then it contradicts what you said earlier. Because if a woman was first, that means a woman believed in herself so much that she got herself pregnant. Hold on, let me finish. Right? So a woman got herself pregnant and created a man.
Yes, parthenogenesis. Please pull it up.
All right, so don't that contradict what you just said, that women can't get each other pregnant? If a woman can get herself pregnant, then hold on, stop what you're saying. If a woman can't get herself pregnant, how did you just now say a woman got herself pregnant? If earlier you just now used that same thing as a way to go against the LGBTIQ.
I said another woman. I said
okay, hey, Carl. All right, Beverly. All right, I'm not even speaking. I'm not even saying nothing. Carl. What did she? Didn't she use that to? My fault. But didn't she say earlier that a woman can't get herself pregnant, or a man can't get a?
I said 2 women cannot make a child.
Okay, so she.
2 women or 2 men could not make a child.
All right, so
if you missed it, that's what I said.
Okay, so you said that. So look how she keeps.
My last breath, sir. Oh my goodness. That's never going to take place.
Look how she keeps.
2 women cannot make a baby. 2 men cannot make a baby. I don't care how y'all try to look at it and make it like, oh, this.
All right, so
if it wasn't.
So look. Let me say this. If 2 women can't make a baby, but 1 woman can make a baby, then what the fuck is we talking about?
This is something that I can't even explain myself, sir. But it's something called parthenogenesis.
That's what I'm saying. So that person that can practice parthenogenesis can be with a woman, right? That person that's practicing that person that's practicing parthenogenesis, right? If I can get myself pregnant, right? Let me finish talking, Beverly. Listen, let me finish talking. Stop cutting me off. Stop cutting into when I'm talking, right? Because I'm not cutting into when you talking, right? And you're doing it intentionally to try to tamper with feelings and emotions. All right. So let me finish saying what I'm saying, right? So you can say whatever you want to say after I get done saying what I'm saying, right? If I'm a woman, right, and I can get myself pregnant, right, then I can be with another woman and still bring life into this world, right? So don't that go against what she's saying about saying that it takes two, a man and a woman, to procreate? If I'm the one that got photogenesis or whatever the fuck she just said, that mean I could be. She's contradicting herself. Thank you. And it's gaslighting to try to make it seem like you're not contradicting yourself when you are.
This is something I can't make up though, bro.
Man, listen, I'm not trying to tell you to make nothing up. I ain't trying to tell you to make nothing up. I'm trying to tell you to be real with yourself. Be real with yourself. Nah, be real with yourself. That's all.
Something when you don't even understand yourself, what you're saying. You just said, I don't understand it myself.
Right. You're trying to give us understanding and say you don't understand at the same time. Protogenesis.
I'm gonna say this. All you gotta do is just do your own research. And I'm telling you, this is facts. Now, even though years ago, this is years ago. This is years ago, though. Years ago.
Oh yeah, the animals are going to Utah. They're moving to higher grounds. They're going to Utah.
Produce this genetic, whatever it is, parthenogenesis, and really impregnate her own self. And I don't know if it was something that needed to be done as far as intercourse with her, but she was able to get impregnated by herself.
Well, according to the history of this,
the seed of Jesus into Mary's womb. That's how man was created.
Apparently.
Exactly. She was born. She was born.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That means if that's true, then that means a woman can choose to be with a woman and still procreate.
It's more history behind it. It's listen to me. Y'all quoting a lot of
Did you know that hyenas hold on. Did you know that hyenas can be a male for half of their time and then a woman for the other half of their time? Did you know that hyenas have the ability to do that?
No, and do they have the ability to whichever gender they turn, do they still have the ability to reproduce?
In humans,
absolutely.
Parthenogenesis can occur spontaneously, but it usually leads to the formation of tumors like ovarian teratomas.
Right, but listen, and I also want to say this. At this time, like, can you imagine a time of hermaphrodites, getting themselves pregnant? I don't think you can imagine a time like that, right? So I don't think we actually want to go back to a time, like, in your mind, you don't really want to go back to the time of dirt and dung when people actually.
I'm not trying to change the hands of time, but what I will say, we have evolved, and at the end of the day, I'm just waiting to see what life is gonna be in the next 20 years. I'll say in the next 20 years, I really want to see what life is gonna be like, because if everybody decides that they, is in this mode to do what they want to do, and this is the lifestyle they choose to live, it's not going to be a lot of lives coming into play. Our human race will go extinct if people stop reproducing.
No one stop reproducing.
I'm just saying, if everybody decides talk about the youth.
Humans like it too much.
The youth.
This one
is who I'm worried about. The youth. But I love everybody. This is what you're acting like all the youth are becoming gay. That is a
stop using that. No, hold on. Don't use that word. But listen to what I'm saying though. That's why I said. Hold on. Stop, Beverly. This is why I told you not to say certain things, right? Because you are making attacks, right? But you're trying to do them in a way where it's like you're just saying this, right? Like, oh yeah, if everybody just keeps on. Hold on, stop. Let me talk. Because what you keep.
I'm not on here bullying.
Once again, I'm not about to keep on fighting you. I'm not going to keep on going over with you for my space. All right. I am the host. I respectfully let you make a lot of attacks at a community that I deal with people in that community. You get what I'm saying? I'm a heterosexual man, right? But I don't have a problem with the LGBTIQA community. You get what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with their preference or who it is that they're messing with, right? And I let you come up on my page and say a lot of fucking shit, right? So stop cutting me off, right? Stop trying to keep on cutting me off, butting in, thinking that women was first. Women was first. You keep on doing this whole, you allowed to do this subtle, disrespectful shit, but I got to keep on respecting you, right? I let you say a lot of fuck shit that was inaccurate, and I still let you say it, right? So with all respect, be quiet, all right? Now, for the people that is of that community, this woman nor ne'er other woman on this planet can tell you what God's intentions are for you, right? Despite whatever idea that she was raised in, that is her and how she feels, right? God did not say any of the things that she is saying. Her God said that. And everybody can have a different God down here. So before you allow her to disrupt your life water, be at peace with yourself. Know that the things that you are doing cannot be judged by mankind, for the universe inside of you have already accepted you for you. So be prosperous, right? And that's what I want to say. And that's why I keep on saying, I don't do that shit. You sit up here and you say all these words that's attacking a certain fucking community, and then you make it seem like I didn't say it, God said it. No, get the fuck out of here. You said it.
Okay, I'm leaving now. I did apologize in your comments to you and your followers. I know it's a sensitive topic to some, and I truly apologize. But I didn't mean to put no words in God's mouth, because I feel like we all God in our own way. We're able to make our choices.
Yeah, but you can't say something like that towards the whole community and then tell them that they God. That's not making us. That's not fixing no bridges. That's not fixing nothing when you say some shit like that about them and then expecting them. I don't know. I just don't know how y'all approach is, man. I don't know how y'all approach is.
That we can't argue about. Gender is something.
You right. You're right. And but that's why I say, like, I've been trying to stop you from making certain statements, and you keep on saying, no, stop, let me say it, let me say it, let me say it. And how many times did I cut her off? How many times did I cut her off to get her to not say the shit that she was going to say? I'm telling her that you about to affect a lot of people. They already fighting shit with inside themselves, whether they doing the right or wrong thing. And then you going to say some shit that's going to make that fight even harder inside of them. And you know, and you know what I'm saying? That's why I kept cutting her off. Like, hold on, before you say, and she's like, no, let me say what I'm going to say. What the fuck? No, you're right. You didn't say it like that. You didn't say it like that. I always mess up. When I'm mocking something, listen, you know damn well in the black community, when we mocking somebody, we going to give you a fucked up, distorted ass voice, okay? If I'm mocking you, I'm going to give you the messed up. I'm going to give you the cartoon messed up, you know what I'm saying, mockery. You know, my apologies, but that's just how I mock people.
Once again, I respect your platform. I respect that you are for the people. You shared some things. The last live I was on with you, how you have different artists that you you putting out there, and they don't even want to be seen. They just want their voices to be heard. And I respect that, man. I don't want nobody to take me as a disrespectful lady. I'm about to be 48 years old.
No, I'm not saying you disrespectful. You're nowhere near disrespectful.
As far as that LGBTQ community, one of my daughters, she's all in there. I love her dearly. To the top of her head, to the sole of her feet, that's my child.
Ma'am, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. That's the same thing when white people say, you know what I'm saying, they can't be racist because their niece is black. Like, you can't say that. You can't use you. Hold on. Stop. Before you go any further and say anything else, You cannot use somebody in that community as a way to say that you're okay with that community. You can't. Okay, all right, never mind. Fuck it. You don't want to listen to reason. Fuck it. Keep on. Stay in your way. Stay. Keep on operating how you operate.
But what you're doing is everything that I say, you discredited.
I'm not discrediting. I'm telling you the proper way to deal. I'm telling you the proper way to deal with our man. All right, listen, man. Fuck what you talking about. You're not about to make me feel guilty for trying to help you understand the whole fucking community. You got me fucked up. You're not about to make me feel guilty to trying to help you understand the whole community. Get the fuck out of here. You're not about to make me feel guilty. You the one that lacked the understanding for that community. I'm giving you the understanding so you can better operate with that community, and you sitting there closing off the fucking understanding because you want to be stubborn and stuck in your ways and still make it seem like I'm attacking you. Listen, I know for a fact that makes them feel a certain type of way because you're using your niece, right? Mm-hmm. That's her story to tell, not yours. You can't go around and get credit for her being in that community, right? But you're going around attacking that community and then saying you're okay with that community after you make that shit make sense.
Well, and that must be where she's struggling internally, is that she doesn't believe in it, but then she has a person in her life that
then she have a person that she loves that do it. So if you're trying to understand that community, then you should take certain things out of your vocabulary in order to, you should take certain things out of you in order to accept that community. How you still got these things inside of you that's not accepting of that community and then say you accept that community? No, you don't, because you wouldn't have came on here with that conversation talking about some, the Bible say that you can't lay with a man how you should lay with a woman. What? How the fuck you saying that, but then saying that you accept that community? Those two things don't go together. Come on, man. Don't play in my face. It's okay, but just don't play in my face. It's okay that you got your preference or your idea on the world, but just don't play in my face. You know what I mean? They already struggling with that inside themselves, you know, whether they'll be accepted for it, all of that shit. That's why it takes so long for them, you know, for them to come out the closet. That's why it takes so long. That's why they can't talk to their parents about it. That's why they always had to do it in secrecy. That's why they don't feel accepted in this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's why they operate the way they operate. It's because people fake and make it seem like, oh, I accept you, da, 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 da. But then they always taking those shots, those jabs, trying to create those conversations where they make them feel bad about it, or put them in shame, or put them in guilt, or put them in some fucked up ass struggle within themselves. And then they try to say, well, I'm not saying it. I'm just, no, you did just say it. You did just use your tongue to say that. You did just say that out your mouth. You know what I mean? And then when you come across somebody who's not afraid to make you mind your manners, like, yo, don't say that to them. You know what I mean? Then you want to pick a fight with that person. Why? Because I won't let you talk about that community however you want to talk about that community. I won't let you make them feel fucking, you want yourself to feel more superior. That's why she says stuff like, you do know that women came first. That's why she said that statement to me, right? Because she's feeling that Lilith energy inside herself, right? Remember, I only said 2 energies exist inside the vessel, right? That Lilith energy, which is a takeover energy, which is I was here first, you know what I'm saying? And man came after me, right? And then you have, you know, that humble son of the heavens energy, right? So of course she's going to sit there and say, you do know that women came first. Why would you make that statement to a man if you're not trying to sit there and argue with a man or compete? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So that means you already in a competitive type of mindset. So then when you start making statements regarding a whole community, talking about well, you can't procreate without, we're not talking about procreation. We're talking about fornication. Fornication and procreation is 2 different fucking things. Mm-hmm. So why are you trying to bring up a proper procreation conversation when we're just talking about fornication? Mm-hmm. And she still insists on arguing that. even after I told her that we're talking about two different things. That means she was using that as leverage to get into the fight of that community because she's a woman. All the real women are women is this, women is that, women is being attacked. Yeah, we know that, but we can't fucking help y'all if y'all ain't even trying to help yourself. If y'all running around trying to rule the same fucking people that y'all asking to protect y'all, make it make sense. How you gonna talk shit to man and ask man to protect you at the same fucking time?
Right.
You gonna say they talk shit to us and still say we not protecting them?
Just like inside the body, there's a cooperative energy of masculine and feminine that is reflected in the real world where it needs
And
to
they
be.
keep showing their fight. That's why I
Yeah.
keep on telling you, like, that people are not equally yoked. When I find words that tamper with the feminine side of my vessel, I know and recognize those words that bother the side of my vessel. When I find words that tamper or bother the masculine, I acknowledge those words on each side. That's why I keep telling people, like, hold on, you can't say that. Because if I'm feeling the effect inside my life water, then I know that, you know, these feminine energies and masculine energies are feeling that as a slight. So they're going to feel like they need to protect themselves or say something out of ego or say something out of defense. So a lot of these people, they know when they come up, they're attacking certain personas and they're daring someone else. It's like that. It's like that one girl that came up earlier. She was like, who got a problem with what I said? Who want to come up and address me? You get what I'm saying? That's what they want. They want that. I don't know why. It's like everybody's itching to fucking fight or something. Like, I don't know what it is.
I feel like that.
I that's why I keep on saying, like, calm down. You gotta duck it. You gotta duck it.
It feels almost like a.
You can see them like they're smiling. Yeah, it's demonic energies, and their vessels. Certain people that's not in control of their vessels. That's what's gonna happen. Why you think I want y'all to pay attention to words from here on out? Anybody who's listening to what I'm about to say, pay attention to words, right? When you hear somebody say something, watch how many other people you hear say it, right? If you watch the elites, if you watch these artists and stuff, they've been repeating certain things, right? Ray J, Usher, all of them, they all been repeating the same thing. They all been saying you got to have a certain level of discipline over your body, over yourself. I got discipline. I got discipline. I got discipline. Watch how many of them you hear say that over the next couple of months, right? Watch. You're going to hear Nicki Minaj. You're going to hear all of them. They're all going to start talking about a certain level of discipline that they got to have, right? Because in order for them to, okay, so it's a false energy going around, right? This false energy got people thinking that they're gods, right? And it's a godlike energy inside of all of us that we got to fight, right? But we got to remain humble. But we all going to have to fight this godlike energy inside of us. That's why Jacob wrestled with God and changed his name to Israel. Okay, he wrestled with God and then he broke his hip and then he changed his name to Israel. We all going through that wrestle right now with inside of us. Inside of our water, we're all going through that wrestle inside of us right now with God. Not the God of this world, not the God as we know it, right? So some people are fighting a demonic God. Some people, God is evil. They pray for a bunch of fucked up shit. They put a bunch of negative stuff in there. You know how you get into it with somebody and they gonna say they pray for you, but they only say that after they got bad, fucked up intention for you. Like, you need Jesus, you need God, I'm gonna pray for you. They never say they gonna pray for you just off the rip. It's always after you fall out with them or after something like that. Then they like, I'm gonna pray for you, right? That's the negative intentions that they're putting out there in the air, right? So in the in the dark age, which was the time of Pisces, which was the dark age, this is called the time of belief. So everything that we put out there in the time of belief during our reincarnation process in that time, the Pisces air, right? We now have to reap that in the Aquarius sky. So everything that was done in the dark in the Pisces dark time, and you can know that I'm telling you what I'm saying, because remember, Diddy gave an announcement and he said, I like to thank Cassie for holding me down during the dark time. Right? Talking about the Pisces, right? This is why when we switched into the Aquarius sky, what did Diddy do? Changed his name to Brother Love. You get what I'm saying? Because we was moving into a different time where you couldn't get away with that darkness, right? So all those things that was in the Pisces time is now coming to light in the Aquarius time. You get what I'm saying?
That explains a lot.
Right. So now some people try to get out in front of it by allowing a certain level of knowledge to be exposed about them, and then they humbly accept it real quick. You know what I mean? Like, Denzel Washington's his shit happened so fast. You know what I mean? Denzel Washington said, he did a movie where he kissed a guy, and I guess they didn't like the fact that he kissed the guy, so he's not doing no movies in America anymore, and he's only got 4 more movies coming out. And then he did that whole pastor thing, and then that was him like coming out to say, like, listen, I did a lot of fucked up shit in this industry. I sucked and fucked, but they ain't with the sucking and fucking no more. So now I'm going to, you know what I mean? So that was his quick truth, right? All of them had their little quick truth. You know what I mean? Will Smith and Chris Rock set up that whole slap in the face thing, so that way you can see that the whole slap in the face thing was orchestrated. The way he threw his hand back and slapped them and shit, like you could see it was all orchestrated, but it had to be put out there like that because they had to reveal a certain variation of truth to us in order to hide cosmic law. You know what I mean? Otherwise, the fallout would have been just like Diddy. See, Diddy is still staying in his pride and ego and not being humble. That's why 50 Cent said, bro, all you had to do was humble yourself and just fucking, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you could have kept on moving forward, right? But you didn't. So when you have too much pride or ego in the Aquarius sky, it's going to crash every time. You're watching that right now. You're watching different egos crash. You're watching different people with too much pride crash. You're watching that. You know what I mean? Right now, in all variations of things, you're watching it. From the political standpoint, all the way down to the YouTubers and TikTokers. You know what I mean? So all of them are operating on pride and ego, right? Now, this is a false operation. And the reason why it's a false operation is because it leads to destruction. Here's why it leads to destruction. Because there's what we call sleeper vessels down here. Sleeper vessels are autistic kids that they have programmed in the mind. And when they hear a certain level of words, it triggers something in them. Hence the Affinis, right? She's programmed to do that. Her dad is Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam trained their kids from the youth to use weapons. I mean, how to take somebody out with a pencil, what points to hit, how to make sure somebody bleed out, what markers to hit, what arteries to go for, so
That
on.
explains why she said, I don't want to hurt anybody again.
You get what I'm saying? And on top of that, like I call them sleeper cells. And the reason why I call them sleeper cells is because they themselves don't even know that they're programmed to do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they just hear certain things and certain things trigger them. They like, you know what I'm saying? It's triggering something in me, right? And it's like, okay, it's like, so like, think about it. Like, oh, all right, for instance, this is perfect right here. All right. A woman that's been called crazy her whole life, right? Finally decides to change, right? doing good for 3 to 5 years. Something takes place, right? And then somebody say, "You're crazy." What happens with that woman? It's like a trigger.
Oh, yeah.
First they're like,
Would you
"Don't
call me?
say that." You know what I mean? Yeah, like,
What'd you call
yeah,
me?
like, what do you say? And then it's like, "You're crazy." And it's like,
Don't call me that again.
exactly, right?
Right.
And then
You get the warning.
And then after the warning, what you did was you let that person know that you're triggered by that word.
Right.
So surely when that person wants to piss you off, they're going to say it again, right?
Right.
And because you gave them the warning already, now you're not only just insulting my intelligence, but now you just triggered me. Do you get what I'm saying?
Purposely.
Now, imagine that on a greater scale, like MK Ultra. You don't think there's a lot of people walking around in the environment that's not mentally there, that literally is? That's why I said you just got to do what you can to avoid these crash outs. You know what I'm saying? The knot, that's a crash out. Maggie, that's a crash out. Jaguar, that's a crash out. They're hell bent on chaos and time is ticking, right? So that means they're past their prime of what they think their timeline is for greatness, right? You know what I mean? So as time goes on, they're getting more and more frustrated that they didn't make it yet. They're going to crash out. You know what I mean? Ray J, that's a crash out. Ray J is going to crash out. You know what I mean? This world has automatic crash outs, and you can't do nothing about their crash out. All you can do is avoid them. That's why I say, like, that's why I told people from the beginning, like, I know you're gonna be what you're gonna be. You're gonna do what you're gonna do regardless. My job is to do what be who I'm gonna be and not worry about who you are. That's why I kept on saying, like, I know you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You know what I mean? A snake is always gonna be a snake. A snake is going to do what a snake is gonna do. A scorpion is going to do what a scorpion is gonna do, regardless. So it's their nature, right? If you look at people like that being the four beasts, I know, Carl, I know. But if you look at the four beasts, right? If you look at the four beasts of this land, then you'll see like mankind is listed in one of them beasts. And in the book of Ezekiel, it tells you that, that in this time, the four beasts will be affected, right? And the demons that are inside those four beasts. You know what I mean? So right now, human is one of those four, right? So along with the bull, the eagle, we're being affected by these energies that are coming into this planet. You know what I mean? And right now, man is not controlling these energies right? Because look, I want to tell you something. Like, women are controlling a lot of these energies more, right? And they're pushing off a hell of a divine feminine energy. And they're out to destroy masculine energy no matter what. And they out there. They're out there in these groups, and they are fucking shit up. Yeah. And see, like, it's not gonna matter because they still know that they need a certain level of masculine energy in order to procreate. Nobody's gonna be outside of procreation because what do we have? We have fucking artificial insemination. You know what I mean? Like, you can go to the doctor and pick your fucking kid's eye color and everything. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? So it's not like you're ever gonna have, like, you're just gonna change up the system. You know what I mean? Then you just have like baby farms and shit. You know what I mean? So you're never gonna. In this world, procreation will continue to do what procreation do. You're always gonna have new life. You know what I mean? Even if they started bringing it in, using artificial birth canals or whatever, they're always going to have a way to bring life into this world. You know what I mean? So that's not going nowhere.
Plus, there's genetics.
Yeah. And the thing about it is like the enhancements or whatever, but there's a hell of a energy that is like combative right now. That's why I just duck it. You see, every time I go live on TikTok, you see how many people keep coming in, like attacking. Like that one lady, she was up there for a minute just chilling in the box, and then she started throwing out them little subtles, like you look 60 and da 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 da. And who's gonna listen to you, sir? Who's gonna respect your old ass, sir? And I was like, are you talking to me? Are you really taking shots at me? Like she was trying to do it so like. And I'm like, I'm literally like, I think she's really like trying to take shots at me and shit. Like I'm trying to ignore it, but at the same time I'm listening. And then it just got worse and worse until she had to like actually reveal, like, yeah, I'm talking to you. And then I was like, yo, what did I do to you? Like your fight's not with me. Like what the but that's like on top of the generational stuff, on top of the gap that's between like it's just crazy in this world. Look, love is love. Namaste. I say salutation, salam. We do greater in the morning. Hey, YouTube, listen. I need y'all to, hit the CA up, right? That way in the morning when I wake up, I can just go live, because I got some stuff taken care of, right? I ain't gonna tell y'all the numbers that we need, but it would be nice, to make sure I'm able to do this every day, to be able to bring y'all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding with a little bit of conversation from TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Also, TikTok, join the Discord, man. If y'all like to donate, if y'all would like to subscribe, become a subscriber right here. Look, I got 9 subscribers, right? I can use 10. I could use a couple, you know what I'm saying? A couple of subscribers, If we get 35 subscribers, that would be great. Imagine all 100 of y'all subscribing to the page. Y'all know I ain't going nowhere. Y'all done seen me here for a couple of days. Lock in with your boy. And don't try to type in no fucking comment section that TikTok about to be gone. Stop trying to push y'all fears on other people. Can we let's just do what the Bible say and let today worry about today and tomorrow worry about tomorrow. Let's just do that shit. A lot of y'all be reading this book and don't want to go by it. Let's just let today worry about today and tomorrow worry about tomorrow.
What's it gonna be? I'm thinking we can serve your tea hot. We can make it ice cold. We can put it in a shot. Or we can make it real bold. Oh, beef on top of beef.